So you were prepared for a good time. That's pretty nice.
It's the worst loss any team has ever had.
And you got to witness history.
Okay, we're done here.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Support Gonzaga basketball through NIL. Zags Collective is the leading NIL collective supporting Zags student athletes through name, image, and likeness. Zags Collective creates opportunities for student athletes to engage with the community and grow their brand. Plus, you get access to autograph sessions, exclusive events, and more. Become a member today. Go to zagsnilcollective.com and get started.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Back to the McCarthy Athletic Center alongside Adam Morse and Tom Hudson with you. Gonzaga, the 6th-ranked team in the country, getting ready to take on St. Mary's. The heated rivals playing with first place in the WCC on the line. Gonzaga undefeated, St. Mary's a game back. Well, every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood. Make your appointment today to give and learn more at Vitalant.org. You're needed to donate blood. Because of you, life doesn't stop. It's been a week. But it was the last time the Bulldogs were on the floor, and Mo, another shorthanded win for Gonzaga. Got a little dicey there at the end, but hey, all things considered, I was talking with one of the assistants for St. Mary's. So this time of year, you're going to have some. I mean, you compound it with the fact that you're missing your top 2 players, but you're going to have some games where maybe it's not pretty. Great job fighting through 3-0 for this team, being shorthanded without Braden and Graham.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it 68-66, and obviously if you just glance at that, it was alarm bells, but we played really good defense, obviously missing our 2 interior guys, obviously Braden Huff for a long stretch, but not having Graham Ike really made it difficult for us to score, but the defense really stepped up, and you just got to be happy with getting the result that we did. So I'm proud of our guys, but it was not as fun to call. Ball wasn't going in the basket as it normally does.
Yeah, it was going in early. The Zags got off to a great start. Davis Fogel continues his stellar play as he's getting more minutes of late with the injuries and helped stake the Bulldogs to an early lead. Hangs and hits. Back-to-back buckets for the freshman Davis Fogel and a 10-0 lead for Gonzaga with 13:31 to play in the first half.
Terrific sequence from Fogel. I mentioned the offensive rebound. Then he runs to the floor, gets into a cutting position. Worley gets caught in the air, but finds his teammate. Beautiful finish from Fogel.
The Zags scored the first 12 points of the game, and Mo, you and I have talked about it. For Davis Fogel as a freshman, everybody knows he can score it. It's being able to get in there and play the minutes when it matters, and he has seen his playing time increase. He's made the most of it. I think he's been pretty darn good. In the 3 games without Graham and Braden, his minutes up from 8 minutes a game to 27. He's scoring 15 points per contest over the last 3.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job on the glass as well, but he's adding the scoring, which we knew he had. Now he's playing, correctly on defense, on the defensive coverages that you have to understand at this level. And then he added 4 offensive rebounds, 5 defensive, 9 total. So 15-9, terrific game for him.
The Bulldogs raced out to that 12-0 lead. The Bulldogs' lead would continue to grow in the first half. Tyon Grant Foster, one of 3 Zags in double figures last Saturday night. Brooks has it stripped away and stolen. Grant Foster on the run. Tyon throws it down. Zags have their biggest lead. It's 20-7.
Good sequence from Grant Foster. He gets an and-one opportunity. Then he has a hard rip through on the left side this time. The previous possession then comes down and just strips.
Now Grant Foster with the steal and the finish. Getting it done defensively. 2 more steals, 2 more blocks for Tyon. Mo, the free throw shooting was a little suspect for Tyon. That could have been a really special night for him. But getting it done in the defensive end for the Bulldogs, again on his way to 15 points.
Yeah, he did an excellent job of just flying around. We've talked about it all year long. When he flies around and just kind of plays with his hair on fire, becomes a slasher instead of a primary ball handler, he's really good. 15 points, 6 of 12, like you mentioned. Their free throws weren't great, but other than that, pretty good game.
So the Bulldogs would lead by 11 at halftime. San Francisco trying to come back in the second half, but that comeback denied by Jalen Worley, who continues to play very impressive basketball for the Zags. Finds Smiley, who blows the reverse layup, and Gonzaga comes away with the basketball. Long pass up the floor to Worley. Worley lays in, and he's fouled. Boy, Jalen was hurt, got up off the deck, and after San Francisco blew the layup, Zags catch a break. He was wide open, and then they fouled him to compound the problem. An 8-point Gonzaga lead. Boy, Mo, a deep breath. A lot of concern when Jalen went down. He was in the paint on the floor. San Francisco had the breakout. They missed the layup. But the most important part of that whole thing was the fact that Jalen got up on both feet. Yeah. Obviously, it was great that he scored the basket, but the Zags could not afford to lose him. He made the basket, got the and one. 19 points for him as he's just done a magnificent job for the Zags.
Yeah, he's kind of been the MVP since Braden Huff went down, right? Filling that role. He's mixed in some scoring. He's obviously terrific on the glass, but his just playmaking ability, it kind of calmed everybody down. And, yeah, like you said, it was a deep sigh of relief when he got back up because it looked like could have been serious. But what a turn of events, too, right? They should have a breakaway layup. No, we get it back, and obviously it ends up being a 2-point game. So a play like that was crucial to us winning, but he's been just terrific in the last 3 games.
Yeah, Bulldogs got the lead up to 8 on the 3-point play instead of giving up that layup. And the Zags, despite scoring just 8 points in the last 9.5 minutes, hold on for that 68-66 win to remain undefeated in West Coast Conference play. The Zags will still be shorthanded without the services of Braden Huff, who's averaging 18 points a game, but after missing the last 3, Graham Ike will return. His teammates talking about Graham's presence both on and off the floor over these last couple of weeks.
Credit to him. He's kind of come with the same leadership and spirit, whether he was playing or not playing, just letting us know what he sees on the floor. And then he also talked about how excited he is just to be back out with us. Obviously, he's been in our corner the whole time, but being on the floor is a little bit different. So I think he's excited, just as excited as we are to have him back.
Now, the Zags definitely excited to have Graham Ike back. And Mo, by all indications, practice went well for Graham. Saw him earlier today at shoot-around and watching him right now just kind of move around. Seems like he's doing okay, which obviously against this front line for St. Mary's, it is as formidable as any in the country as far as I'm concerned when you look at their size and their ability to just stand people up. Graham obviously needed in some form or fashion tonight. I'm not saying he has to go get 30, but just the fact that his presence will be here is a huge, huge thing. For
presence on the glass, obviously, and then obviously his offensive prowess and just the attention that he would garner. Because this St. Mary's team is just always known for kind of throwing you underneath the standard and pushing you in the back. And that's not a knock, but it's just how they play. And they have big bodies. They play within their own system. So having him was pretty crucial. It would have been a tough task for us to play kind of shorthanded, but just shorthanded in the sense of just lack of size. But it's still gonna be a battle on the glass. I mean, Jalen Worley, we talked about Tyon, Davis Fogel. They're all gonna have to help Graham out underneath the rim, especially on the defensive glass.
Now Gonzaga getting ready to take on St. Mary's, coming off that 2-point win over San Francisco. Final game of a 3-game homestand for the Bulldogs here, coming up against St. Mary's tonight. We're going to take a quick break. We'll start breaking down the Gaels when we come back. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog Basketball from Learfield.
The season is heating up, and ICCU is proud to be a sponsor of Gonzaga University Athletics. From tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first game to March's biggest moments, we're cheering on the Zags and supporting fans every step of the way. With powerful digital tools, local service, and a commitment to community, ICCU is your financial partner, on and off the court. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Let's go, Zags!
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Look, I'm not going to tell you have to have a Camas Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camus Rewards for all the ways you play.
Back to McCarthy Athletic Center, the 6th-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs and the St. Mary's Gaels, who are receiving votes in both polls this week, getting ready to go with first place in the league standings on the line. Well, Gonzaga basketball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com, your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. The Gaels come in, as I mentioned, receiving votes in both polls thanks to a 19-3 overall record. They're 8-1 in West Coast Conference play. Some significant losses for Randy Bennett's club in his 24th year as the leader, but just as he's been able to do over the last, probably 15 years now, Mo, is plug and play. Marshall Lonis, Mitchell Saxon, Luke Barrett all graduated. And they just kind of reload, and they do it primarily from inside. Harry Wessels, the big man, is the only senior on the roster. They brought in 3 transfers, but they pretty much have kept it inside of the program. They've got 6 kids who have redshirted, 3 of those playing heavy minutes. It's about development. It's about believing in the system. They do it, and they just keep rolling right along. Their only losses to Vanderbilt down in the Bahamas in the championship game, and then Leon and Boise State got them by 1 in that loss to Santa Clara. But it's we talk about it every year. It's remarkable how they just keep it going, and it's not a lot of transfer kids. It's just let's do what we do, and they do it very well.
Yeah, terrific program that's kind of squeezes water out of a rock. We say it every single year. They always have guys waiting in the wings that they kind of, not redshirt, but they just groom and get them ready to play. And then they just plug and play, and their numbers are usually similar to the guy that was ahead of them. And Morauskas is a tough matchup inside. He's kind of a 4-3. He can step out and shoot. He's a really physical kid, can score the basketball, scoring at a great clip at 19 and a half this year. And then we talked about their guard play is usually solid, and then they just try to beat you up on the glass. It's always a tough task.
Yeah, they're playing very well offensively this year. They're averaging 78.6 points a game. That's up 6 points a game from last year. It's the most since they scored 78.9 points back in that 10-11 season with Matthew Dellavedova, Rob Jones, Mickey McConnell. Stephen Holt was a freshman on that team who ended up having a fantastic career for them. But, Mo, they have figured it out offensively, and you talked about it. I mean, obviously, Marshall Lonis is a load. He's the leading scorer in the West Coast Conference. But it's interesting. One thing we haven't seen from Randy Bennett's groups over the years is the youth. Like, we see some guys play a little bit when they're young, but not really be leaned on. And when you look at their perimeter players, last year it was Mikey Lewis, and then they've got another really good freshman guard in Dylan Shaw this year who can get it going. Joshua Dent moves into the starting point guard position after barely playing last year, and he's playing 1,000 minutes a night and averaging 13 a game. But they have really leaned on some of the younger kids, which isn't usually the case for St. Mary's.
Yeah, usually they like you said, they kind of go senior laden heavy, and then you kind of just wait your turn, and then they usually only play like 7 guys. Sometimes it's only like 6, honestly. They'll play guys with 3 fouls in the first half. It's just kind of how their system is. They play heavy minutes with their top half of their group, but they know the system and they run it to a T, so you can't make mistakes. Defensively, it's nothing very dynamic, and that's not a knock, but it's like we're going to throw it to the guy in the block, and he's going to take a turnaround jump hook, and if you're not on the weak side glass, he's going to tip it in or he's going to make it. Right? And it's pretty simple. They slow the game down against us. They're really good at controlling the pace. Obviously, really good defensive team. You have to be able to play through contact and finish 12-footers, 8-footers through contact. Division I layups we talk about all the time. You can't look at the refs. I saw the refs walking in. It's our guy Greg Nixon, you know what I mean? But it's a veteran crew. They're going to let us play tonight. And so if you can't handle the physicality, it plays to their advantage.
Liam Campbell, a young man out of Meridian, Idaho, their leading three-point shooter at 54%. And then the guys that shoot him, I mean, Dylan Shaw, the freshman I just talked about, he's shooting 43. We talk about Mikey Lewis, he's shooting 37. Dent, the point guard, shooting 36. The guys on the perimeter that are shooting it, they lead the conference. They're shooting 37% from behind the line, Mo. They're making about 7.5 games. So they don't shoot a ton. Right, it's 20 a game, but the guys that shoot it are effective, and it's just this whole system, right? It's like we're not going to shoot a ton, but we're going to get the right guys the shots, and they're going to make them for us.
Yeah, no, that's the right phrase. The right guys are going to take it. They never have guys play out of their kind of their comfort zone, right? And that's sounds easy to do, but it's harder than people think when you're coaching and guys want to get going and play. They just have guys that play exactly how he wants them to play. They're usually, like you said, extremely efficient, and you're not going to make them – they rarely beat themselves is what I'm trying to get at. So they're not going to take bad shots. They're going to run the clock down, and then they're going to rebound their tails off literally and push you in the back. And if you can't handle the physicality, and no scouting report too. There's certain guys that you can play off of because they don't want them shooting it, but they'll bait you into closing out too. Then he gets to the middle, then he kicks out or he dumps down, things of that nature. So you have to be really focused on your scouting report on who personnel is and where to be defensively. And then I just can't say it enough. You've got to attack the glass. They're just such a good rebounding team.
Hey, quickly, Bo, switching back to the Zags. The three-point shooting is obviously going to be key. They're a really good three-point defensive team, but the Bulldogs in January shooting 29% from behind the three-point line. And then you look at Steele and Ace, 2 of 15 their last 2 games. You'd love to see them get going again.
Yeah, we go 3 for 18 last game against San Francisco. Really hurt us. San Francisco, just going back to them, they shoot 40%, but they go 14 to 28, and it's a 2-point game. If we can't make threes, especially with only just having Graham inside, it's going to be really tough, especially how good of a defensive team, especially in transition. They do not give up transition baskets. It's almost like the old Pete Carrill Princeton style, right? We're going to send maybe 1.5 guys. I know he said 0, and if not, we're getting back. We're not giving you anything easy. So you're exactly right. We got to turn up the three-point shooting for us to have a chance.
Gonzaga getting ready to take on St. Mary's, the two teams that have dominated the league over the last 2 decades. St. Mary's has won the last 2 in this building and has won the last 2 league championships outright. Bulldogs trying to get back on top before they head to the Pac-12. Mo and I are going to step aside here in Spokane. When we come back, we're going to hear from Brian Michelson. And we've got Wyatt standing by in our Learfield, North Carolina studios with a pregame show score update as well. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog Basketball from Learfield.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
Living a healthy, happy life is built on a foundation of good habits, wholesome foods, plenty of sleep, regular exercise, and for women, a breast cancer risk assessment by age 25, and annual screening mammograms beginning at 40. Our convenient Spokane area locations make scheduling your mammogram easy. Schedule your exam today. Call 509-455-4455 or visit www.inlandimaging.com/appointments.
Today's students are smart, savvy, and heading towards a future filled with possibilities. Education is the light that can help guide them on their path to fulfilling their dreams. That's why Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. With every lottery game you play in the pursuit of making your dreams a reality, you're supporting the next generation of game changers who are using education as the way to reach theirs. Thanks for playing, Washington.
Hey, we're back now on the pregame show with Brian Michelson as we get ready to see St. Mary's for the first time. And B-Mike, all sorts of implications as there seem to be when the Gaels come to town or we head down to Moraga. Same story again. They're playing really, really well right now. You're on a heck of a run. This should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be. Obviously, being shorthanded, this is not the one you want to be, especially missing Huff, who obviously has had success, and you need the size against these guys. They are so huge. We're just going to be, really, really undersized in there. But it's a big one. They're playing great. We've obviously been on a roll, and it's always a great game when we get together.
Brian, when you look at your group getting Graham back, obviously a huge key tonight. You talk about being undersized. That's going to help you out a little bit.
Yeah, obviously having G back is a huge help, and just going to have to see what that looks like. Is that a couple minutes? Is that a lot of minutes? We don't know. That'll just have to be determined upon how he moves. But obviously getting Graham back and everything that he brings on both ends of the floor is huge.
Brian, first, we talk about St. Mary's and their defense so much, but looking at their numbers historically, they're scoring more than they've scored since they had, Delhi and that crew with Mickey McConnell. Offensively, St. Mary's is actually playing really well this year.
Yeah, and I think that starts with how well they're shooting the ball. Dent, Mikey Lewis, you got Campbell off the bench, and then obviously Shaw. Those 4 guards are shooting it so well. And as talented as last year's team was, I think the knock could be at times, like the WCC tournament, they could go cold for 3. But now you got 4 guys that are just elite perimeter shooters, and they're making, way more threes than they have. And then, hey, the rest of it's the recipe. An elite point guard that can find guys, 4s and 5s that can really post up. And, the league's leading scorer in Morauskas is a little bit of a different entity. Probably the most ISO ball I've seen a Coach Bennett team have, at least in a lot of years, where they won't even run a set and they just let him go. And that's obviously unique for how they play.
And Brian, then when you look at it too, obviously defensively, they're slowing people down. They're still doing what they do, and they're still rebounding the heck out of the basketball.
Yeah, as good as rebounding team as you're going to see. To have any chance tonight, especially with how small we're going to be, we got to rebound. They killed us on the glass all 3 games last year, and we were a lot bigger last year. So the rebounding is real. It's special. Losing Saxon and Barrett would sink most teams on that end, but they just plug them right back in, and they do the same thing. So that rebounding piece is going to be huge. And then defensively, they're great. And it's St. Mary's. They mix up those ball screen coverages, and they keep themselves between you and the basket, right? That's their whole MO. They keep themselves between you and the basket, and they don't foul, and they're insanely physical. And that's been the recipe for 25 years for them, and they're great at what they do. So kind of the same deal there. Just like you said, a lot more explosive offensively, and especially Morauskas. For them to have a guy that's leading the league in scoring by a pretty good margin is rare. He's a special offensive talent.
All right, Brian, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Eddie.
Quick break. Back right after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog Basketball from their field.
We care about your safety. If you need to break ground on a new outdoor project, be aware that buried electric and natural gas lines can be anywhere. It's the law to call 811 at least 2 business days before you dig. Spray paint white lines showing your dig zone, and a crew will mark the utility lines. Mark accuracy zone is within 2 feet of the mark, so always hand dig to expose the line first. Call 811 before you dig. The service is free for residential customers. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
Anyone who works for themselves has the toughest boss on the planet, a real taskmaster with no respect for nights or weekends. Still, it doesn't have to be lonely at the top. Wheatland Bank makes running a business seamless with a careful mix of personal service, deep resources, and the latest tech. After all, you're only human. Unlike that bully whose name's on the door, you're 5-star Wheatland Bank. Relationships you can count on.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Steel deals are happening now. From instant savings on select power tools to free battery offers on some of our most popular battery sets, you can enjoy great deals and do it all with Steel Battery. For more details, shop online or in-store at your local Steel dealer. Offer valid for a limited time only on select items at participating dealers while supplies last.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Living a healthy, happy life is built on a foundation of good habits, wholesome foods, plenty of sleep, regular exercise, and for women, a breast cancer risk assessment by age 25, and annual screening mammograms beginning at 40. Our convenient Spokane area locations make scheduling your mammogram easy. Schedule your exam today. Call 509-455-4455 or visit www.inlandimaging.com/appointments.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
We care about your safety. If you need to break ground on a new outdoor project, be aware that buried electric and natural gas lines can be anywhere. It's the law to call 811 at least 2 business days before you dig. Spray paint white lines showing your dig zone, and a crew will mark the utility lines. Mark accuracy zone is within 2 feet of the mark, so always hand dig to expose the line first. Call 811 before you dig. The service is free for residential customers. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
On the Gonzaga Sports Network from Learfield.
Left side three on the way. Good on net for Ace Miller.
From a coaching standpoint, great to be able to compete against the highest level teams out there and just see where you're at.
The extra pass in the near corner. Huff for three. Knocks it down. First 30-point game of his Gonzaga career. Graham Ike doing it all. He catches and throws it down.
Gonzaga basketball is on the air. Welcome to the Northern Quest Resort and Casino pregame show. Now, alongside first-team All-American Adam Morrison, here's the voice of Gonzaga basketball, Tom Hudson.
We're at the McCarthy Athletic Center where the 6th-ranked Zags are getting ready to take on their rival, the St. Mary's Gaels, in a showdown for first place in the West Coast Conference standings. For the Bulldogs, an opportunity to go 2 games ahead of the Gaels, who already have a loss in West Coast Conference play. And for St. Mary's, an opportunity to stay in the top of the standings along with Santa Clara, who also has just 1 loss. So it's interesting. Santa Clara beat St. Mary's. Gonzaga beat Santa Clara. And here we are. You've got 3 teams up there at the top. And if the Zags can win this one, oh boy, what a night it would be for a lot of reasons. First, you'd end a 2-game losing streak to the Gaels here. We talked about it coming into this season. This is our last year of the WCC, and Gonzaga has absolutely dominated this league. But to St. Mary's credit, they've won it outright the last 2 years. The Zags and the Gaels tied for it 3 years ago. Boy, you get this one, you feel pretty good. But if not, you don't want to walk out of this thing not having won it outright for 4 years. So sneakily a lot on the line here tonight in a late January basketball game.
Yeah, a ton on the line. Obviously, to take firm control of the WCC would be huge. They've done a good job, St. Mary's, in the last couple of years winning the regular season, right? So they're obviously a team that has that ability to stack enough wins. But to get a chance to give them 2 losses would be obviously put us right in the driver's seat. Then, I mean, it goes without saying, it's the last time we're probably going to play them in this building. I don't see us ever doing a home-and-home ever. We're going to play neutral, if that. So there's a lot on the line. Hopefully our guys are ready for it. Good atmosphere about 30 minutes before the game. You can feel the buzz. Feels good. Mutual hatred, right? All the good stuff that college sports is supposed to be. There's still, this rivalry still has it.
Now, Gonzaga and St. Mary's getting ready to go here in Spokane. The Zags lead the all-time series 82-37. They've won 27 of the last 36. However, St. Mary's has won the last 2 here. They've won 5 of the last 9. The Bulldogs remained undefeated in West Coast Conference play with a win here at home against San Francisco last weekend. The Zags got out to a great start in that one as Davis Fogel continues to shine with his expanded role. The Bulldogs jumped on the Dons early. Leaves it for Fogel. Fogel hangs and hits. Back-to-back buckets for the freshman Davis Fogel, and a 10-0 lead for Gonzaga with 13:31 to play in the first half.
Terrific sequence from Fogel. I mentioned the offensive rebound. Then he runs the floor, gets into a cutting position. Worley gets caught in the air, but finds his teammate. Beautiful finish from Fogel.
Davis, great night offensively, but Mo, we continue to see his game grow as he helped the Zags jump out to an early 12-0 lead.
Yeah, he was terrific. He's been terrific in the last 3 games. Like I said, an expanded role. Had a good night, 15 points, 9 rebounds.
Now the Bulldogs would open up that 12-0 lead early. The lead would continue to grow for Gonzaga in that first half as Tyon Grant Foster put together another solid night for GU. Brooks has it stripped away and stolen. Grant Foster on the run. Tyon throws it down. Zags have their biggest lead. It's 20-7.
Good sequence from Grant Foster. He gets an and one opportunity. Then he has a hard rip through on the left side this time. The previous possession then comes down and just strips.
Now, Tyon finished with 15 points on the night, 6 out of 12 from the field. He was 2 of 8 at the free throw line. Did contribute, 3 rebounds, a couple steals, couple of his block shots. Mo, great on the defensive end. I think Tyon is one of those guys, and it goes without saying, he's an X factor so often. There are a few times in the game you look and he makes a great play, and you're like, all right, we're rolling. And then a couple of plays that maybe you're like, I'm not sure that's exactly what we were looking for. I think he's got to have a good, solid. It doesn't have to necessarily be spectacular. You would take spectacular, but just a good, solid game for the Bulldogs tonight.
He's got to be solid with the basketball, make good decisions, use his athletic ability. He's going to be a problem for St. Mary's, athletically on the perimeter, but he's got to understand in this game you're going to play through contact. I talked about it in the last segment. Can't look at the referees and have them bail you out. If he plays off a 2 and plays strong, he's one of the best players in the West Coast Conference, so hopefully he can have a good game tonight.
Bulldogs would lead by as many as 13 in the first half, up 11 at halftime. In the second half, really a crucial sequence as San Francisco was making a run at the Bulldogs, had a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game, but instead it flipped to an 8-point Gonzaga advantage. Finds Smiley, who blows the reverse layup, and Gonzaga comes away with the basketball. Long pass up the floor to Worley. Worley lays in, and he's fouled. Boy, Jalen was hurt, got up off the deck, and after San Francisco blew the layup, Zags catch a break. He was wide open, and then they fouled him to compound the problem. An 8-point Gonzaga lead. So the and one for Jalen Worley, and he had another really good game for the Bulldogs. He's been in double figures, scoring 3 of his last 4 games. And so interesting, you look at his numbers through the beginning of the season, and he wasn't really a scorer, right? He was a facilitator, he was a rebounder, he was blocking shots, he was playing great defense. But with Braden and Graham out of the lineup, all of a sudden you see Jalen find a way to get the ball in the basket. He's been in double figures in 3 of his last 4 basketball games, and what a great thing for a guy to be able to realize that, right? They don't lean on me to score. Oh, they need me to help now, and I'm going to figure that out. He's been really, really special.
Oh, he's been terrific. He's kind of settled us down. We go back to the Washington State game when we get the Braden Huff news, and he starts the game with three steals and a block, and it kind of calmed everybody down, and then he's really ran with the opportunity to play more minutes. Obviously, a kid that's played a ton of minutes down in Florida State, so he has big game, experience. What's crazy is how he's scoring. He hasn't shot outside 12 feet. If we took his shot chart or whatever, it literally would be in the paint and besides, and he's 6'5", whatever he is, 6'6", so he's just doing a terrific job of being a matchup problem. He's got to have a great rebounding night tonight. Obviously, just like Tyon, he's a matchup issue for St. Mary's, but Tyon and Jalen are tough kids, but let's see how they handle the physicality of St. Mary's. That's always the question.
Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog Basketball from Learfield. Now the Zags hold on 68-66. They knock off San Francisco. Just 8 points scored in the last 9.5 minutes of that basketball game. Mo, we talked about this GU team without Braden and without Graham. look, it's going to be tough scoring. I mean, you give up 36 points, and, points that are coming at a high percentage. I mean, those guys combined are shooting 65%. Hey, we're struggling, throw it into one of those guys, and they can make it work. I think that win might have been as impressive, and not because it was the talent level, maybe it was the highest of the other games that we won in that stretch without Braden and Graham. Graham will be back tonight. But the fact that it wasn't pretty, right? I mean, 68 points, the lowest points we scored in a win this year, second only to the 61 we scored in a loss to Michigan. But to figure out a way and just kind of, ham and egg that thing, and figure out a way to win. What a testament to this group of guys. I don't know how many teams in the country can lose the guys that the Zags lost in that 3-game stretch and go 3-0.
Well, a testament to the staff and testament to the players understanding that, what's at stake and then really picking it up defensively. That's how we won these games. Now, if we just mix in some better shooting, we go 11 for 22 from the free throw line, 3 of 18. If we go 6 for 18 and 17 of 22, then we're not talking about the low, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think some of that has to do with a little bit of asterisk by it, right? If we can shoot the ball, we're still a very potent offensive team, but if you don't make shots, it makes it really difficult, especially against a really good St. Mary's team. But credit to our guys of understanding kind of how hard they have to play defensively. I mean, we held Seattle U to 50, right? Then what was the game? It was San Francisco after that, 66. So our guys have got that part figured out. Now, can we match it tonight with St. Mary's? Can we rebound the basketball? And then can we just be okay from shooting beyond the arc? We don't like talking about how bad it is sometimes. We don't. Yep. If we can just get to decent, we'll be fine.
And Mo, one of the things I think that you hope is it just the presence of Graham Ike opens some stuff up a little bit, 100%. Right? Because defensively, you're looking at us when we go to that 5-guard lineup, you're like, okay, we'll go ahead and shoot. Mm-hmm. And then you start missing them, and then all of a sudden you feel it, because like you said, you and I aren't the only ones noticing that the 3-point shot hasn't been going in, right? Mm-hmm. Starts getting in your head. Just the presence of Graham, you can throw it in there, and now they have to make a decision. There's going to be some better maybe movement for some of those guys, and hopefully just him being on the floor helps loosen some things up, and guys can knock down some shots.
100%. I mean, we've talked about it all year long. We've talked about the last 5 years of just how good, great bigs we have. Are you going to double team or not? I almost lead every show with that, and then it's like the double team coverage, and what it does is, okay, if you double team, now your swings, and now you're going against closeouts, that obviously opens up the lane for everybody else. Now, if you go single coverage, I like our bigs versus any of your bigs, especially in the conference. And then, like you said, that's 66%. That's usually going in the basket right at from close range. So, a lot of what tonight has to do with was how healthy is Graham, right? How much of a factor can he be offensively? But he doesn't have to be perfect. But just the presence, like you said, is going to be tremendous for us. But again, we can't go 3 for 18, 11 for 22 from the free throw line.
Now the Zags undefeated 9-0 in West Coast Conference play. Getting ready to open the second half in the WCC. And seeing the Gaels for the first time. We'll meet them one more time on the final day of the regular season on February the 28th. In Moraga. So the Bulldogs getting ready to take on St. Mary's. The Gaels have won 2 consecutive basketball games here at the McCarthy Athletic Center, something that doesn't happen. The Zags don't lose 2 in a row to anybody, and the Gaels have an opportunity to make it 3 straight as the Zags get ready to enter the Pac-12 Conference. Well, Xfinity believes Gonzaga fans deserve a deal you can bank on. The Xfinity's 5-year price guarantee. You get the most intelligent Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. No contracts, no pump fakes, just a fast break for your future self. We've got more pregame coverage coming your way from the kennel right after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog Basketball from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Look, I'm not going to tell you have to have a Camus Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camus Rewards for all the ways you play.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
The season is heating up, and ICCU is proud to be a sponsor of Gonzaga University Athletics. From tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first game to March's biggest moments, we're cheering on the Zags and supporting fans every step of the way. With powerful digital tools, local service, and a commitment to community, ICCU is your financial partner, on and off the court. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Let's go Zags!
Back at the Kettle, where the Kettle Club is absolutely rocking. They spent the night in tents last night. They are ready to roll, as are the Zags, looking to snap this two-game home losing streak to visiting St. Mary's. Well, Zag fans, tonight's game is brought to you by ICCU, proud supporter of Gonzaga Athletics and your financial fan club. ICCU proudly supports Gonzaga Athletics and the communities we serve. ICCU, helping members achieve financial success. Tom Hudson, Adam Morrison with you here. Gonzaga getting ready to take on St. Mary's. It has been one of the elite rivalries on the West Coast over the last about 15 years as St. Mary's has closed the gap a little bit. A couple of guys who haven't played in this rivalry just yet, Braden Smith and Jalen Worley. Well, they were asked about it earlier, and they know the importance of this game and what it means to beat the Gaels.
Definitely excited. You hear about the rivalry growing up, and then to be able to be a part of it and watch it last year was pretty cool. So to be able to play in it, we're very excited. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think coming to Gonzaga, Coach Drew talks about this is the reason why you came to Gonzaga. These are the type of games. So kind of having that mindset coming into the week, we've got opportunity to make a statement on our home floor.
Now, a couple guys who haven't played in the game yet getting ready to go here. We're going to tip at about 7:40 at the McCarthy Athletic Center. And Mo, when you look at this series, we have had some all-time classics. And the fact that the Zags and the Gaels have been the two teams that have been atop these West Coast Conference standings, it has been really a remarkable ride, and it's been wonderful to see Randy Bennett. You know, there was a stretch there where they were not happy. We were winning all the time. Yeah. And you would see him get frustrated after games. I love the fact that, you know, after both coaches have been around him a combined 52 years at these two institutions, Mark 27, Randy 25 at St. Mary's, you know, the respect, and you've heard Randy over these last few years, hey, we wouldn't be where we are without Gonzaga. Gonzaga has raised us to the level that we are. I think this rivalry is a very healthy one, and we're in a situation, Mo, where, you know, they've closed the gap some, and I'm going to throw some numbers out in just a minute, but still, it's great to see this rivalry continue to flourish and be one of the best on the West Coast, and honestly, it's starting to feel like one of the better ones in the country.
Yeah, it's organic, right? It's, you know, two programs that kind of had to scratch and claw to get to where they're at, non-football schools, so the basketball is most important, and then two teams that have had a ton of success in the last 15, obviously us 20 plus years, them 15 or whatever you want to put. So it's one of those that is a mutual respect, but there is a disdain for each other, and it's organic, it's real. You go down there, they say hi to you, but they know they really don't like you. You know what I mean? But It's nothing, it's never a cheap shot stuff, but it's just two teams that really play hard and two coaches that can really coach. I mean, I've said it a million times, Randy Bennett, what he's done down at that university or at St. Mary's is unbelievable. I mean, the facilities aren't great. It's a college. Okay, that's not a knock. It's a cool place.
Yeah, it's a smaller place.
It's tiny.
2,800 kids.
Yeah, it's just a tiny gym, and the fact that he's, you know, going to the NCAA tournaments, going to NITs, and having a ton of success with what he gets compared to what other programs on the West Coast get, is just a testament to how good they are. They just run a system, they run it well, and they play extremely hard, and they always play as a team. You never see a one-man show with this type of group, and you can tell how much they love it. And then contrastly, we're no different. We got a little bit better players, just recruiting-wise, But it's going to be a battle tonight. It's been a fun rivalry. It's kind of sad that's going to be the last one at the kennel for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, Mo, and I think, too, styles have made this so good, right? We want to get to 95. They want to hold you to 65. Both teams rebounded well over the years. They've been very physical. But that, I think, has made part of the rivalry, too, which is the chess match part of it. How do we get to where we want to be? How do they keep us where they want to keep us? Both teams have found their way of being successful, and I think that's been a part of it that's been really
styles
cool.
make fights, right? It's so true. Like it's always, okay, can we implore our pace early and get up on them because they don't like to play fast? Now, if they get to play kind of a grind out, hold you, trip you type of game, they're much better at it. We've seen in the last few years where we've gotten in some grind out games and they've won them because they're more comfortable with that. The only one we had was the tournament one, and that one felt better because it was like, it's 55-50 or whatever it was, and we beat you in your own style. But you have to be prepared mentally as a player in these type of games, especially against St. Mary's, for the physicality. I cannot say it enough. You got to go into the game like, hey, man, I'm probably not going to get any calls, but also I'm going to be able to grab and hold and cheap shot my way on the other side, and let's go have fun.
Some of the numbers from this rivalry, as Mo mentioned, most likely definitely the last time as a member of the WCC that St. Mary's is coming here. These two schools have met 30 times the last 10 years. That's the most in the NCAA. Let's do the math on that. That means you play twice in the regular season and once in the postseason. 3 meetings for 10 consecutive years. We've met them in the WCC tournament. The Zags hold a 21-9 lead over the last 30 games. St. Mary's has won 5 of the last 9, including 2 straight in Spokane. But when you start to break down some of it, the Zags all-time 82-37. They've won 27 of the last 36. They're 58-17 under Coach Few. St. Mary's has won 3 outright West Coast Conference titles. They've shared a couple. The Zags have won 24.
That's pretty good.
21 of those outright. So that goes back to 1998. And, Mo, I think that's the thing that's been interesting in this rivalry is that when we talk about it's Gonzaga and St. Mary's, some of those numbers I just said, we've won 24.
Yes.
21 outright. They've won 3 outright titles over that span. So kudos to them and what they've done. But I think for the Zags, and they've talked about it throughout this week and throughout this season a little bit, the expectation is to win. It's like, yeah, St. Mary's is up there with us, but we still expect to win this thing. The numbers show it, but the recent numbers show that there's something to prove tonight.
Yeah, there's something to prove, and obviously we talked about that. They have the ability to take a 2-game lead essentially in the West Coast Conference and have kind of, chase your own destiny or whatever they call it as far as your playoff seeding and whatnot. And they've won it the last 2 years in the regular season. So this being the last WCC opportunity against them is vitally important. You can feel it with the student section. You can feel it with the fans in the building. And the players obviously understand it. It's just a fun atmosphere. It's a fun rivalry. They're terrific, but also, way to put it in context, we've dominated this thing. We've got to make sure we do it one more time.
These two teams have won or shared 25 consecutive West Coast Conference regular season championships. Mo and I are going to step aside here. Wyatt Kopelman standing by in our Learfield, North Carolina studios. The pregame show score update. Wyatt?
All right, thanks, Tom. Still a few minutes away from tip-off between 6th-ranked Gonzaga and St. Mary's from Spokane, where the Zags look to extend their 13-game win streak in WCC play. Inside the Learfield Network studios, I'm Wyatt Kopelman. Now for a quick look around WCC men's basketball, San Francisco on top of Pacific, 13-10 with 8 minutes gone by in the first half at home at War Memorial Gym. Chance for Pacific to win its 4th straight game for the first time since the 2019-2020 season. The Tigers come into today 6-4 in the WCC and 15-8 overall. Santa Clara Broncos lead Loyola Marymount 52-34 with 17-11 to go in the second half. Broncos' 9-1 record in the WCC is their best start in conference play since the 1994-1995 season. And on the road in San Diego, Oregon State beat San Diego 78-76 in overtime. Oregon State now 5-6 in the WCC and 12-12 overall. Oregon State shoots 38.5% for 3, but makes 3 of its 6 shots in the extra basketball that was played. That's a quick look at WCC basketball. Can Gonzaga establish momentum early in the first of 2 games against St. Mary's this season? Well, Tom Hudson and Adam Morrison are back at McCarthy Athletic Center to continue taking us up to tip-off. Guys?
Wyatt, thanks so much. Gonzaga women make the short trip down to Washington State tonight. They'll be playing the Cougs. We'll get you some updates from down in Pullman coming up. They are coming off an overtime win at San Francisco. So, meanwhile, Mo, we get back here, and we talk about styles making fights. let's look at this one tonight a little bit. The Zags are most likely going to have to play some small ball tonight because Graham's not going to be able to play 40 minutes. Those big guys, right? Andrew McKeever, who's having a breakout year. He's 7'3", 285 pounds. Harry Wessels is 7'1", 280. Pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages on both sides.
Well, obviously the rebounding aspect is going to be a question for us without Braden Huff, and then the Graham Ike, limited or what have you. He's healthy, but that's going to be a question for us. But the pros for us is, okay, let's space you out. Let's run the floor, and let's see if we can force you to guard us out on the perimeter, which is our strength now. Our perimeter depth has been terrific all season. The cons are, can we box out? Can we rebound? Harry Wessels, even he scored 5 points a game. He can make a jump hook. He can, catch it. Morauskas is going to be a tough matchup for anybody. Who do you think he's going to guard him? Jalen Worley, right?
Yep.
Right? Or then maybe I would even
maybe some Tyon.
Tyon. I would try Davis on him too. It just gangly, run around freshman doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like that type of deal. So I think there's just like you said, the styles are so different. Who can implore their style matters most, especially this year without Braden Huff in the game.
So Gonzaga getting ready to take on St. Mary's here at the McCarthy Athletic Center. The Bulldogs 9-0 in West Coast Conference play. The Gaels are right behind, sitting at 8-1. Well, Numerica Credit Union, money answers for people who know Gonzaga does in fact exist. Plus, show your Bulldog pride with your Zags debit card offered only at Numerica, federally insured by NCAA. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Bulldogs head coach Mark Few. The Zags and the Gaels getting ready to go in Spokane. Round 1 of 2 regular season WCC matchups. Back after this, you're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog Basketball from Learfield.
When you're on the move and looking for nonstop college sports action, get the Varsity Network app and take the game with you everywhere. Stream live play-by-play from schools across the country right from your phone, free. Catch hundreds of weekly podcasts, including shows from your favorite teams, all in one place. From football Saturdays to midweek hoops, it's your all-access pass to the college sports world. Whether it's game day or just your daily drive, the Varsity Network app has you covered. Download now and listen live for free on the Varsity Network app.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Zag fans, whether you're fueling up before tip-off or celebrating the win after the game, Anthony's at Spokane Falls is your spot. Just minutes from the kennel, you'll find Northwest hospitality at its best. Wild seafood, local beer and wine, and stunning views of Spokane Falls. So gather your crew, bring your Zag spirit, and make Anthony's at Spokane Falls part of your game day tradition. Get your reservation at anthonys.com.
Support Gonzaga basketball through NIL. Zags Collective is the leading NIL collective supporting Zags student athletes through name, image, and likeness. Zags Collective creates opportunities for student athletes to engage with the community and grow their brand. Plus, you get access to autograph sessions, exclusive events, and more. Become a member today. Go to zagsnilcollective.com and get started.
Mark, just another gritty effort. They're not going to be pretty when you're undersized and you're undermanned, but finding ways to win is what counts. And I thought, I know it's been a week, but a heck of an effort against San Francisco to stay undefeated.
Yeah, it really was. And, obviously shorthanded, and not only shorthanded, but with, the team preparing for us to be shorthanded. I think that was the first time for that. So, hey, the guys battled. And saw something totally different. San Francisco chose to go small and switch all their stuff, so that really kind of turned both teams into, kind of doing the same things, and baskets were hard to come by. But, hey, we forged out to a 12 or 14-point lead there and didn't quite finish it, not quite, but we didn't finish it the way we wanted to. We gave up a couple threes and had a complete empty possessions. But, hey, this time of year you take the win, and especially I'm just so proud of that group kind of powering through all the adversity, having, really, really good players sitting out.
And you've got Graham back tonight. Hopefully that'll be a big one because this is a big, strong physical team we're seeing tonight.
Yeah, this is a huge team. They're always got great size, but they're especially big this year. So we definitely need Graham, and obviously just the scoring punch, and then just the ability to play off of him. And he draws a lot of attention, which I think will help some of our other players.
And, Coach, when you look at St. Mary's, obviously, we talk about the defense, talk about the rebounding, but offensively, they're scoring it more than they have in 15 years. They're doing a really good job.
Yeah, they're much, much better offensively this year. Play a little bit faster. We'll take threes earlier in the clock. And then their shooting percentages from the three perimeter players are great. And then I don't remember them having such an aggressive, entity like Morauskas. I mean, he's got a little bit of Adam Morrison in him. He's catching and ripping and going and trying to draw fouls, and he's on. So we're going to run a bunch of different guys at him, and that'll be a big key. And then, but also, typical St. Mary's, they're so good on the glass, man. They really are. And so blocking out those
steel battery. For more details, shop online or in-store at your local steel dealer. Offer valid for a limited time only on select items at participating dealers while supplies last.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot, or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Anyone who works for themselves has the toughest boss on the planet. A real taskmaster with no respect for nights or weekends. Still, it doesn't have to be lonely at the top. Wheatland Bank makes running a business seamless with a careful mix of personal service, deep resources, and the latest tech. After all, you're only human. Unlike that bully whose name's on the door, you're 5-star Wheatland Bank. Relationships you can count on.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
On the Gonzaga Sports Network, tip-off is just moments away. Now let's go courtside. Alongside Adam Morrison, here's the voice of the Zags, Tom Hudson.
For the last time in West Coast Conference play, the 6th-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs will play host to the St. Mary's Gaels. Gonzaga making its way to the Pac-12 next year, and the Zags hoping to pick up a win here after losing back-to-back games on the home floor against these Gaels. St. Mary's sits at 8-1. The Bulldogs, the lone undefeated team in the WCC standings, at 9-0 as we get ready for tonight's tilt. Tom Hudson, Adam Morrison with you here at the McCarthy Athletic Center. The Kennel Club is absolutely hopping. You can feel the energy. You can feel the electricity. This game means something. Not just because it's the top of the league standings. You feel it's the fact that it's the last one that we're going to play against them in Spokane in the WCC.
And obviously for the Bulldogs, getting Graham Ike back, there's some excitement there. There's a lot of stuff going on as we approach tip-off in Spokane.
Yeah, there's a lot to play for, but like you said, the finale at Plain St. Mary's in this building, it's got a different feel to it. It's going to be a fun atmosphere. The students have absolutely been terrific so far. I got goosebumps. Let's go.
27th year head coach Mark Few, 25th year head coach Randy Bennett, standing at center court with smiles, talking, shaking hands. Wouldn't have seen that a decade ago, but seeing it here tonight as the two longtime coaches, two of the longest tenured head coaches at the respective schools, still coaching in college basketball, get ready to lead their teams here tonight in Spokane. So the Bulldogs come in riding a 14-game win streak. St. Mary's is 19-3 on the season, blown out by Vanderbilt in the championship game in the Bahamas. A 1-point loser to Boise State, and then they dropped the 6-point decision at Santa Clara. As the Zags, meanwhile, 21-1, still the only blemish on their record, the loss in Las Vegas to the Michigan Wolverines. Zags have dominated the series. 82 wins against 37 losses, 58-17 under Mark Few. The Bulldogs have won 21 of the last 24 regular season titles outright. They've shared 3 of them with St. Mary's. St. Mary's has won 3 championships outright, including the last 2. Should be a heck of a matchup here for the Zags and St. Mary's. Got the one here tonight, and then we'll wrap up the regular season in Moraga against the Gaels on February the 28th. We are going to take a quick break here in Spokane. When we come back, it's almost time for basketball. We've got our starting lineups, Mo's keys to the game, and our opening tip. That's all coming up after this timeout. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog Basketball from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're
ready for tonight's game. We'll take a look back to last Saturday, the last time the Zags were on the floor. With Gaels receiving votes in both polls this week.
he's going to the dressing room. This is a 10-minute misconduct, so he must have said the wrong thing to the referee.
Yeah, that's probably the case, although we do see a 2 minutes up on the board for Nicholas Johnson.
This could be a 2 and a 10, and it looks
2
like...
2 and a 10 would make sense.
Looks like Misselbacher's going to serve it. We'll see here in a second. Whatever the infraction is, it comes at 17:31 of the second period. It's just the second penalty of this second period. Both teams were 0 for 2 on the power play in the first. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be a novelty if we could get the Chiefs a power play goal in this situation? They win the draw momentarily, but stepping up and stealing the puck and clearing the length of the ice is Jimmy Egan for Brandon. Chiefs start out. Martin in his own line. Goes cross ice. On the fly is Peter. Peter flips it down low. Now to the right circle. And we have another collision. We have another goal off the pegs. And we have a Spokane Chief in a headlock.
Yeah, I didn't see this happen as Jaden Krause, who came into this game after the 4 goals on the ice, helmet half off, or his goalie mask half off, as I was watching the play from the point as the Chiefs moving it D to D, and it doesn't look like there's going to be a penalty here, just a whistle of the net coming off. Chiefs power play for me is they just do too much thinking, I should say. They need to know what to do with the puck and just play hockey first, as they do 5-on-5. It seems like they're making decisions after they get the puck on their stick.
Right now, it's a Nick Johnson roughing call. Not sure why he went to the room. There's no misconduct listed as of yet, but we'll wait and see. Wormald at the center point to Spokane. Now Peter in the right circle. Back to Wormald. Looks down low. Peter right circle, holds it. Stick handles. Goes to the left wing circle. Now one-timer Wormald, and Krause will cradle it and hang on. 1:40 in the period, 1:11 in the power play. Spokane with the power play and a 4-0 lead.
Little catch there from the 2 forwards back on the point, Sparks and Wormald, and Wormald gets the shot off, and that's a good time to take a shot. Unfortunately, just high. It's in the breadbasket, so easy to avoid a rebound. You want a rebound in that situation so you can get your low forwards converging on the net if they're not there already.
Spokane with want to create a turnover and a short.
On the baseline, like you said, he's going to be a tough matchup. Morauskas all night.
Coach Few talked about it. He compared him to you a little bit, Mo. Maybe the most offensively free player that Randy Bennett's ever had. Yeah, they're really letting him go to work.
Let him go to work.
Inocente off the EK screen, drives, picks up his dribble, bounces it to Graham. Graham going to work. Pull up, little one-hander, rattles around and drops. 2-2 is our score. A little defensive miscommunication there. And Graham has scored it over the much smaller Dylan Shaw. Into the front court, Dent gets a screen from Morauskas. Keeps dribble live between the circles. Wessel sets a screen for him now. Dent driving. Tries to bounce a pass in the corner and knocked out of bounds by Smith. Well, Joshua Dent, 3.5 minutes, 0.6 points per game last year. He's playing 36 minutes, averaging 13.5 this season, Mo.
Just wait in the wings and get prepared, and he's had a terrific season so far.
Dent inbounding on the far sideline. Lewis drives. Not shooting as many threes this year. He's turned into a little more of a driver. Couldn't get to the rim there. Back out to Morauskas. 6 seconds to shoot. Morauskas drives, pushes off, throws it up. Wouldn't go down. Wessels tips it out. Lewis comes away with it. He'll fire a straightaway 3. That's off the mark. Innocente has the rebound for the Bulldogs. Innocente up the right sideline. Miller trying to drive. Lewis body bumps him and is whistled for the first personal foul of the night.
Quick outlet, get it up the floor. We talked about it at length. St. Mary's is such a good half-court defensive team. If you can get slight advantages by pushing the basketball, with either the dribble or the pass, you must do it.
Well, Smith will inbound on the baseline. Far side of the floor. 2-2 our score. 2 minutes gone by here at the Kennel. Smith inbounds in the far corner. It's Miller with it. Back out to Smith at the three-point line. Braden retreats with a dribble. Screen from Ike. Dribbles to the top of the key. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line. Won't go down, but a whistle and a foul against St. Mary's. Closing out was Dent.
Yeah, it was Dent on the trail. He went over the screen. St. Mary's does not like the trap. They like to plug with their bigs on the ball screen coverage, so you're going to have that type of situation with the drop coverage. Smith going to the free throw line. Bad foul by Dent.
If there is one thing, I talked about it earlier, he had a stretch. He played 192 consecutive minutes, 4 complete games. He played 32 against Oregon State before they took control of that game. They don't really have a true backup at the point, Mo.
You can obviously get him in foul trouble, but they train their guys to play without fouling as well. I mean, and he'll play guys with 3 fouls in the first half. We've seen it a million times.
Braden makes both free throws. Zags have their first lead of the night. It's 4-2. Dent bringing the ball up the floor under pressure from Innocente. Gets it across half court, passes it to Shaw. The freshman out of Southern California picks up his dribble. Back out to Dent just inside of half court. Refuses a screen, weaves his way into the paint, passes back out looking for Lewis, and he throws it out of bounds. Gonzaga basketball.
Good defense by our guys out top, especially Innocente, to get over top of those multiple middle ball screens with Dent. They're trying to get you to overhelp, so you have to have your guard be tough enough to get over the top and then get back in front.
Smith into the front court, hands it off to Miller. Miller to the free throw line with the dribble. A little one-hander, rattles around, won't go down, but Ace is there, tips it back in, 6-2 Zags.
Way to follow his shot. Again, Wessel's in a drop coverage. You're going to get a 15-footer opportunity all night on the ball screen actions.
Down across half court again under heavy pressure from Innocente to Morauskas. Couple dribbles, hands it off to Shaw, back to Dent at 30 feet. The screen from Wessels, passes back for Shaw. The freshman will fire. The 3 is no good. Innocente clears the glass for the Zags. Manny with his head up, fires a pass down the floor to Smith. He's slowed down by Dent to Ike trailing. He'll catch and shoot. The 3 is good. All net. Zags 9, Gaels 2.
Good job by Graham of trailing the play. Great start offensively for Gonzaga, shooting 60%.
There's Dent to the right wing with the dribble. Pass back out. Morauskas fires a 3 straight away. It's good to silence the crowd.
Yes, good communication. We went with Dent on the ball screen. You got to play the pick and pop.
Miller drives the other way, scores it, and he's fouled. Rolls in off the back iron. Ace Miller, after going scoreless against San Francisco, has a couple of early buckets. He's headed to the free throw line, and for St. Mary's, Dent picks up his second personal foul.
That's a big call, obviously. Talked about how many minutes he plays. He's the quarterback for this team at the point guard position, but again, throw the ball ahead, pace of play. Good job by Gonzaga, gotten two or three layup opportunities at the rim by just simply running the floor.
Miller comes up short. Rebound is tipped into the St. Mary's bench. It's saved by Worley, but Dent comes away with it. Dent stays on the floor with those 2 fouls. Checking in is Liam Campbell, young man out of Meridian, Idaho. Smith defends Dent out top. Wessels comes to set his screen. Dent picks up his dribble, passes in the corner. Campbell, 3-point shooter, fakes the 3, dribbles into the paint, spins back on Innocente, forces one, a whistle, and a terrible foul call. Well, Campbell had no business getting up that shot, Mo. That's a play on, in my opinion. A bailout call as Manny picks up his first.
Yeah, I think he stayed level. He was in his cylinder. Not getting the replay yet, but that was an absolute bailout.
Campbell, a redshirt freshman, averaging 5.5 points a game. Not getting an opportunity to see replay just yet as he makes the first free throw.
DOMO ready for a second. That one is also good. He's 78% at the line. St. Mary's leads the country. 81% free throw shooting as a team. Zags lead it 11-7. Smith dribbling on the right perimeter. Pass over to Chente. Now on the left sideline for Miller. Miller out top to Ike. Graham holding at the top of the key. Dribbles it once. Gives it away to Worley. Worley on the left wing with the dribble. Gets a screen from Ike. Dribbles to the right wing. Can't get up a shot nor a pass. Spinning around on Wessels. Finds Innocente coming across the lane. His shot comes up short. Gaels with the rebound. Dent long pass up the floor. Shaw has it driving. Leaves it for Wessels. Wessels pushed from behind and will head to the free throw line. Good start for the Zags. St. Mary's not going away. 11-7 is our score at our first official timeout. 15 minutes, 30 seconds to play. And our first half here in Spokane. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Not to brag or anything, but Arby's new $7.99 meat in 3-box is kind of a big deal. The other guys give you just one side. We give you 3 sides. Not to brag. You get a meaty sandwich, curly fries, mott sticks, a sweet treat, and a drink. All for just $7.99. It's more meal for your money. More meal for your money. More meal for your money. Where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats.
At participating Arby's for a limited time.
Living a healthy, happy life is built on a foundation of good habits, wholesome foods, plenty of sleep, regular exercise, and for women, a breast cancer risk assessment by age 25, and annual screening mammograms beginning at 40. Our convenient Spokane area locations make scheduling your mammogram easy. Schedule your exam today. Call 509-455-4455 or visit www.inlandimaging.com/appointments.
You're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside. Once again, alongside 2-time NBA champion Adam Morrison. Here's the voice of Gonzaga basketball, Tom Hudson.
4.5 minutes gone by here in Spokane. The Zags have an early 11-7 lead over visiting St. Mary's. Again, the Gaels' last trip here as a member of the West Coast Conference. Zags headed to the Pac-12 next year. And Mo, so far, the excitement, the energy, the hype, it's all been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. 4-7 for the Zags, getting up and down the floor. Just good pace, right? As we talked about it at the start of the game, you got to have a good pace, got to establish it early. Obviously, extremely early in the basketball game into the first media timeout, but you want to be able to get offensive opportunities, not in the half court necessarily. Obviously, you got to execute against this team, and they're good at transition, but if you can sneak some angles, some throw-aheads, create foul situations. Dent picked up his second, right, in transition where he's off balance, he's sprinting back. It always bodes well against a really good St. Mary's team.
Zags come out of the huddle with their 5 starters: Smith, Miller, Innocente, Worley, and Ike. And we've got William Campbell on the floor in place of Mikey Lewis. And outside of that, the other 4 starters on there. It was funny looking at Joshua Dent after putting up that second foul. He looked over at Randy Bennett when they sent Campbell. He looked at Randy Bennett and was like, who, me? Like, you're really going to take me out of the game? He was like, nope, not yet, we're not. Mo, do you go after him? He's a point guard. It's interesting,
absolutely.
Right? You go right at him?
You go right at him, and hopefully you can get him to switch in some situations and maybe post him up, or you just go right at him, on the ball screen coverages, and he has to be really careful to not commit a defensive foul trying to get over the top of the screen.
Wessels, the 65% free throw shooter, makes them both. 11-9 Gonzaga on top. Smith off an Ike screen. Gets another one from Graham, gets to the right wing, bounces to Graham, and a little pick and roll shot off the mark. Innocente flies in and rips it away from Wessels. Zags get another crack at it. Smith between the circles. Defended by Dent, gets a screen from Ike. Dribbling, passing back to Ike. High post, right side, defended by Wessels. Retreats the dribble, shoots a little 17-footer, and hits it.
Well, we've seen that from Graham a couple of times, just knocking down crazy shots. Bulldogs by 4.
I guess I got to stop rolling my eyes. He's made a ton of those this season, but it's not a great shot.
Dent to Morauskas, trying to get around Worley, denied. Now calling for the clear out. Back in Jalen down. Smith fakes a double team. Kick back out. Campbell repost. They feed Morauskas. Double team comes. He fades away. Misses the shot. Miller tips it to keep it alive. Smith comes away with the basketball. 1-on-2. Braden into the front court. Driving on Dent. Shot rattles around and pops out. And Wessels, though, can't save it. Gonzaga's going to keep possession. I'd like to see Braden, and obviously it's hard, have some realize that Dent has those 2 personal fouls.
Yeah.
Go right at him.
Dent did a good job of staying level, though, and staying vertical. That's a good shot, too. That was just a tough break. I like that attack. But, again, put him in ball screen coverages, anything where he's going to really have to think about committing that 3rd personal foul.
Zags going to the bench. Grant Foster in, catches the pass from St. Superi. Davis Fogel is also on the floor for the Zags. Ike hands it off to Mario. Mario turns the corner, hop step into the paint, kick out right side, Worley. Jalen, 3-point line, hand off to Fogel, sets a screen for Davis. Davis dribbles to the top of the key. Left side pass, Grant Foster. 4 seconds to shoot. Shaw bumps him off balance. Grant Foster dribbles into the corner, misses the 3, and checking in for the first time is Andrew McKeever, the sophomore out of Livermore, California, who grabs the rebound. He's a big one. All of 7'2", 285 pounds. He's averaging 8.4 points, 9.5 rebounds a game. Morauskas fakes the 3, now trying to go to work. Taking Worley across the paint, off-balance shot, comes up short. McKeever tries to tip it in, he can't. St. Superi comes away with it. Bounce in the front court for Fogel. Davis on the run, gets for the rim and scores. Zags lead at 15-9.
Again, another transition basket. Throw it ahead.
Dent into the front court with the left-handed dribble, far side of the floor, defended by St. Superi. Morauskas calls for it. Check that. That's McKeever with it. McKeever defended by Ike. Spins into him, shoots, misses. Rebound goes to Fogel. Had it poked away by St. Superi, and Ike comes away with the basketball. Graham into the front court with the dribble. Pulls up, fires another 3. That one's off the back iron. Worley tips the rebound to Fogel, but a foul is going to go against St. Mary's.
Morauskas on the hold on the tip rebounding position. Good job by Worley getting an extra possession.
Morauskas picks up his first, and we're going to see Ismaila Dujana. He's in for Ike. Graham with 7 points in his return to the lineup. And now we're going to see Joshua Dent get a rare breather. Rory Hawk, another Australian, comes into the lineup. He's averaging 2.6 points per game. Pass in the backcourt from Worley to St. Superi. Mario dribbles to his left, hands it off in the front court to Fogel. Gets a screen from Dejana, dribbling right side. Campbell defends him. Pass over to Grant Foster. Quickly over to St. Superi. Fakes the 3, drives, cut off. Pass in the corner, Worley. 7 seconds to shoot. Jalen gives it up to St. Superi. Dribbling on the wing on the right side. Bounce back to Worley on the pick and roll. He finishes through contact. The foul. Jalen's headed to the free throw line. Zags lead is 17-9.
Great side DHO action right there. Caught St. Mary's sleeping, so the slip pass was there. Great finish by Worley as well. I like the pace offensively so far, Huddy. It's just been more crisp than we've seen in the last 3 games. Obviously had some time to figure out playing a little bit more small ball. Much more crisp and concise.
McKeever whistled for his first personal foul. Worley to the free throw line. It's on the way. Won't go down. The score remains 17-9. Zags 2 out of 4 early from the free throw line. Hawk into the front court with left-handed dribble. Gives it up to Shaw, the freshman. Bounce from Morauskas, defended by Worley, trying to back him down, poked away by Jalen. It's out of bounds, and it'll be St. Mary's basketball with 16 seconds to shoot.
Morauskas is a terrific player. He's got 5 early points, but I really like this matchup defensively. Worley's deceptively long, great hands. Obviously a tough kid. He's not going to get back down easily.
And down from the corner in front of the Kettle Club, they get it into Hawk. Hawk gets a screen from McKeever, dribbles to his left. Dejana cuts him off there. Back out to Morauskas. 8 seconds to shoot. Morauskas again calling for the clear out. Wants to go to work on Worley. Jalen standing him up strong. 2 seconds to shoot. Morauskas backing him down. Poked away by Worley. It's out of bounds. Gaels ball with 1 second on the clock. And we're going to have a substitution. I think Randy Bennett is going to give Morauskas some leeway, but Mo, maybe not that much.
Yeah, it's too much dribbling. I mean, obviously, it's a lot of one-on-one. They usually don't run that much one-on-one. They kind of swing it around and make you make decisions on simple actions.
Montes Juzenis checks in, another Lithuanian on the roster. Hawk looks to inbound, gets it in the corner. Campbell's three is blocked. Shot clock violation. Davis Fogel closing out late, and it's Gonzaga ball leading by 8.
Good job by him. There's multiple kind of curl actions, staggers from the baseline OB side. Good recovery by Fogel.
That'll be Worley who brings the ball up the floor. Juzenis will pick him up defensively. Worley into the front court, gets a screen from DeJana, who runs right over the defender and is called for the illegal screen.
Good call by the officials. Got to be set.
And an easy one too, right, Mo?
It's not even an argument from any of the Gonzaga staff or players.
Hawk brings the ball across half court. St. Superior all over him. Gets a screen from McKeever, picks up his dribble, right sideline pass Shaw, looks down low from McKeever, stolen from behind by Worley. Jalen weaving his way up the floor, finds Grant Foster, spinning into the paint, shot is up and in! A beautiful finish for Grant Foster, Zags by 10, 12 minutes left in the first half.
I don't know how he made that shot, but yet again, Huddy, a throw ahead offensively.
All sorts of defensive pressure from the Zags. Shaw on the drive, pulls up from the right wing and banks it in, a tough finish. 19-11, Gonzaga on top. I don't know how Tyon didn't get an and one down there either. Campbell cracked him in the face as Tyon went by. Grant Foster again, drives, kicks it out to Worley. Worley fakes right, drives left, back out to St. Superior at the three-point line. Mario, a couple of dribbles, keeps it alive out there. Now retreats, waits for a screen from Worley. Dribbles to the left wing, bounces back to Jalen. Jalen fakes the shot, leans in with the left and finishes.
Simple move, comes to a jump stop, up fake, pivots through the Red Sea of St. Mary's players. That was a beautiful, simple, fundamental play.
Hawk brings it across half court. St. Superior all over it. He gets a screen, splits the defenders, drives, flips it up and in. Nice finish by Hawk.
Yeah, great finish.
Known as a three-point shooter, but got right to the rim and laid it in.
Up and under around Worley midair. That was a beautiful finish.
Right side of the floor, it's Grant Foster out to Worley. Now left side, Fogel. Fogel fakes right, drives left on Campbell. Cut off on the baseline, keeps dribble alive into the paint. Hop step, little fade away, comes up short. The rebound is saved by St. Mary's. Hawk quickly into the front court with it. Dribbling at three-point line, gives it up to Campbell. Campbell looks down low, McKeever. McKeever spins baseline of DeJana, back to his right, now to his left again, throws it up and misses. Ball tipped out. Gonzaga comes away with it. Worley into the front court. Gaels back defensively. Jalen loses the handle on the dribble, has to flip it over to Grant Foster. Screen from DeJana, bounce pass looking for Fogel. The ball is out of bounds, and I believe it is not touched by St. Mary's. It's going to be Gale ball when we come back after this timeout. 10 minutes, 11 seconds to play in our game's first half. Gonzaga 21, St. Mary's 13. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
We care about your safety. If you need to break ground on a new outdoor project, be aware that buried electric and natural gas lines can be anywhere. It's the law to call 811 at least 2 business days before you dig. Spray paint white lines showing your dig zone, and a crew will mark the utility lines. Mark accuracy zone is within 2 feet of the mark, so always hand dig to expose the line first. Call 811 before you dig. The service is free for residential customers. Avista, we just want you to be safe.
Zag fans, whether you're fueling up before tip-off or celebrating the win after the game, Anthony's at Spokane Falls is your spot. Just minutes from the kennel, you'll find Northwest hospitality at its best. Wild seafood, local beer and wine, and stunning views of Spokane Falls. So gather your crew, bring your Zag spirit, and make Anthony's at Spokane Falls part of your game day tradition. Get your reservation at anthonys.com.
Gonzaga Gonzaga 21, St. Mary's 13, 10 minutes, 11 seconds to play in our game's first half here at the McCarthy Athletic Center. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield. Zags by 8. They've led St. Mary's by as many as 10. Well, visit Spokane, home of the Gonzaga Bulldogs. This busy city along the roaring Spokane River Gorge has it all. Culinary, beer, wine, entertainment, and outdoor adventure. Whether you already live in the area or you're looking for a vacation, start planning adventures now. Go to visitspokane.com. Live like a Zag. Tom Hudson, Adam Morrison with you here. And Mo, that pace is still heavily favoring the Zags. They've been able to get up and get out, and I mean, it's 6 fast break points, but I think even just getting down there before they get truly set has been big.
It's been huge, and we've had 7 assists on 9 made field goals, so obviously the pace has really helped. It's something you have to do against every St. Mary's team, no matter the year.
Steele Ventures was going to check in the game. He's going to have to wait at the table. Braden Smith has checked in to replace Mario St. Superior. They'll pick up Dent, who's checked back into the game. Dent passes in the front court. Yazane has had it briefly. Right back to Dent on the right perimeter. Gets a big screen from Wessels, who's returned. Dent keeps the dribble alive between the circles. Asks for another screen. Gets it. Dribbling to his right this time. Back to his left. Loses it briefly. Out to Shaw. 10 seconds to shoot. Shaw defended by Fogel. Couple of freshmen going at it. Couple top 100 recruits. Shaw, too strong. Back iron miss. Ace Miller back on the floor, rebound. So Wade Smith up the left sideline, trying to get by Dent. He's cut off, slips, and looks like Braden steps out of bounds. A turnover on the Zags, their third of the game.
Unfortunate. I like it, though. Attack Dent, who's got the 2 personal fouls. Unfortunate slip right there.
Vogel checks out. Steele Ventures is in for the first time tonight. Zags lead 21-13. Dent cross half court with a dribble. Right sideline pass for Campbell. Redshirt freshman from Meridian, Idaho. Couple of dribbles. Right side pass. Now back out to Dent. Dent gets a screen from Wessels. Uzanis shoots and misses the three-point shot. It is out of bounds. Uzanis went down. I don't know if Steele got him or not, but he was trying to buy a foul call. Kudos to the official. And he's saying right now, you went down.
Looking at him like, don't do that again. It's good officiating.
Right after that shot, Morauskas checks back in. Uzanis, 13 of his 16 shots on the season have come from behind the three-point line. That's 16 shots in 22 games. He's not supposed to do that. Miller out to Ike, who's returned for Dejana. Graham dribbling top of the key, fakes the 3, gives it up to Miller. Miller will dribble to the top of the key. Long shot off the mark. Rebound fought for and almost won by Inocente, but Dent chases down the loose ball. Bulldogs lead is still 8. Both teams coming up empty their last few trips down the floor. Dent dribbling to his right. Passes in the corner. Campbell catches, fakes the 3, drives baseline over Miller. Halfway down, rolls out. Bulldogs had it. Now they lose it, and it's last touched by Miller off his foot and out of bounds.
Got to come up with those scrums. Harry Wessels is just brilliant player at tipping the basketball, you know what I mean, getting himself in position to get those rebounds. He got his hand on that, which caused the deflection off Miller's foot. Have to rebound the basketball against the St. Mary's team.
Campbell out, Lewis in. The officials waiting for the players to tuck in their jerseys. I was watching Kentucky-Arkansas today, and I think 9 out of 10 guys had their shirts untucked. Nobody said a word, but it seems like every game we play in,
I swear I thought the same thing.
Inbound to Morauskas. Left elbow, jumper over Inocente. Won't go down. Smith tips it. Miller controls it for the Zags. Back to Smith. Up the right sideline into the front court. Zags junior point guard to Ike behind the play. Right back to Smith. Smith driving with the left hand to Ike on the pick and roll. Goes up and throws it down with 2 hands. Bulldogs lead back to double digits.
Beautiful throw and go on the right-hand side. 2-man game.
23-13 Zags on top. 8 minutes to play first half. Morauskas hands it off to Dent between the circles. Picks it up, gives it up to Lewis. Lewis right back to Dent on the left side. Dent defended by Inocente. Fakes left, drives right. His pass is deflected by Smith. Ike comes away with the loose ball. Graham into the front court. Bounce it for Smith. Braden on the drive. Had it stripped away. And a long pass the other way from Morauskas. Venters gets back to challenge it. And they're not going to count that.
Yeah, the official is going to give him the continuation. I know they're giving continuation a little bit in college basketball right now, Mo, but that one, well, I don't think that one's close. I'll give Morawski's credit for the basket, however, and it'll be 23-15 as we head to this official timeout. 7:44 to play first half. The Zags on top. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
At Western National Insurance, we're passionate about the power of nice. That's because nice isn't just a word. It's our way of doing business. It's about surpassing expectations, bringing kindness and decency to our work, and providing a helping hand when you need it most. And we've been putting nice first for more than a century. Find out just how powerful nice can be. Contact your independent insurance agent today and ask for Western National.
Where all stars and all Americans are made. You're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside. Now, alongside first-team All-American Adam Morrison, here's the voice of Gonzaga basketball, Tom Hudson.
Zags 23, Gaels 15, 7:44 to play in our game's first half. Gonzaga basketball sponsored by Pacific Source with health coverage for individuals, families, employers, and Medicare eligible. Pacific Source is the local health plan that does what's right, not just what's required. Now, the Bulldogs have led by 10 on 2 separate occasions. 1 lead change, 1 tie. Bulldogs have led for better than 10 minutes. St. Mary's for 21 seconds on the first basket of the game from Morawskis. And Mo, the Bulldogs more than holding their own on the glass right now, +5. I mean, all in all, you have to love the energy and the effort for the Zags as we go under 8.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the game. Obviously, St. Mary's is a team that's hard to put away, so there's plenty of basketball left, but just the energy flying around 8 assists, which really dipped in the last 3 games. Obviously, you're taking scoring off the floor, but the assists are much better than the +5 on the glass, like you mentioned. Good start for the Zags. Got to keep it up.
4 out of 6 shooting for Graham Ike. He is the Zags leading scorer with 9. Morawskis is going to step to the free throw line. He has 7 to lead the way for St. Mary's. Looking for number 8. Morawskis 3 out of 7 so far. Leading scorer in the West Coast Conference from 19.3 points per game. The free throw is good. 23-16 the Gonzaga advantage. Braden Smith will bring the ball across half court as Worley and St. Superi getting ready to check back in. Braden quickly dribbles to the left side in front of the St. Mary's bench. Now back to his right off an Ike screen. Throws it up for Graham. Graham couldn't control it and tips it right into the hands of Dent. Dent into the front court. Smith trying to slow him down. Dent drives, leans in. Little one-hander is good. 5 straight points for the Gaels to cut the lead in half. It's 23-18. Smith, top of the key pass for Ike. Defended by Wessels out there. Dribbles it once, hands it off to Smith. Smith to the free throw line. Pass in the corner. Miller catches and fires a lefty 3. Won't go down. Innocente fighting for the rebound, but Shaw comes away with it. Morawskis quickly into the front court up the right sideline. Trying to drive on Venters. Gets underneath the basket. Throws it up. And, I mean, he lost the basketball. It's a couple of shady, I shouldn't say shady, questionable calls would be a better way to say it. Questionable calls from one of our veteran officials. Bad would be a better, yes. Shady, I don't want to suggest anything nefarious. Just
The continuation on Morauskas was one that I think probably shouldn't have gone, and then Morauskas just driving out of control, threw it up in the air.
He was kind of in the dead zone on the bottom of the baseline side, and just like you said, just dove into Steele Venters. What a tough break for Steele. I thought he was in good position. Bad call.
Well, Steele picks up his second and has to head to the bench. He hasn't gotten a lot of good whistles this year.
No.
Morauskas makes both free throws. A 7-0 run for the Gaels has cut the lead to 23-20. St. Superi back on the floor. Worley also returns for the Bulldogs. Inocente, Miller, and Ike, the other Zags on the floor. Graham out top. Short pass to Worley at the three-point line. Defended by Shaw out there. Snaps a pass left side to Miller. It's a screen from Ike, refuses it. Driving with the right hand, bounces back to Ike on the wing. Double team comes, now he retreats with the dribble. Jumper over Wessels, won't go down, and the rebound is secured by Dent. Zags lead is 3. Dent brings it across half court, couple seconds to spare. It's a couple of screens, now switch up defensively on Worley. Dribbles back to his right, pass in the corner for Lewis. Fakes the three. Couple of dribbles, gives it up to Morauskas. Morauskas defended by St. Superi. Here comes a double team. Kick back out for Dent. Dent 7 seconds to shoot, little hesitation, dribble, a drive off the glass and in. Boy, 9 straight points for the Gaels are right back in it, trailing by 1. And the Zags going to call a timeout. 6 minutes and 1 second to play here in the kennel. The Gaels have made 3 straight field goals. They've also made all of their free throw attempts. The Bulldogs haven't scored in about 2.5 minutes. And 30-second timeout called by the Zags. We are going to keep it here. Zag fans, tonight's game brought to you by ICCU, a proud supporter of Gonzaga Athletics and your financial fan club. ICCU proudly supports Gonzaga Athletics and the communities we serve. ICCU, helping members achieve financial success. And the Zags, Mo, need to find something. They were getting some easy ones there early, but then tough last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, haven't established a good rhythm in the half court offensively. Looks like Graham's a little bit still bothered, legs bothering him. He had that deep post touch last possession, then he backed out and shot a fadeaway jump shot. I know he can make that, but normally that's a catch and a bury for him to go try to get his angle lefty jump hook. So, I mean, obviously good on him. And have you noticed too, Huddy's wearing high tops,
yeah.
Right?
Worley hands it off to St. Superi. Now to Ike, three-point line out to Miller. Now Worley between the circles. Drive, spin, slips. Ball is loose. Jalen jumps on it. And
I don't see a kick there either. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Huh. Jalen was just trying to grab the ball. I didn't see that either.
I didn't see there was a kick. I thought it was just a ball to leg in a roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just didn't seem like a kick ball violation, but nonetheless.
Fogle in, Bulldogs trapping. Here's Dent in the back court with it. Just gets it across the timeline. Fogle defends him. Wessel sets a screen. Dent dribbles to his right, pass deflected by Fogle. Dent comes away with a loose basketball. Dent, a little 14-footer, blocked from behind by Fogle. Grant Foster back on the floor, comes away with the basketball. Pat across half court. Shaw slows him down. Right wing dribble, gives it up to Worley. Worley to his left. Short pass to Fogle, fakes right, dribbles to the left wing. Back out to Worley at the three-point line. Gives it up Grant Foster in front of the Kennel Club. Picks up his dribble. Out to St. Superi. 12 seconds to shoot. Mario fakes left, drives right, gets to the rim, hangs, can't hit, but a foul is going to go against Harry Wessels, and that'll be his first of the game as McKeever gets set to check back in.
Good take by Mario, absorbing the contact and getting by his initial defender, and then recognizing the big coming over and drawing that contact. Chance to go for 2 free throws.
Wessels is going to head out. McKeever's going to check in. It's interesting. Wessels has started the last, 13 games now, but McKeever's playing more minutes. 24 to about 15 and a half. McKeever in.
Wessels has always given us trouble the last couple of years, right? Just with his energy and effort.
Yep.
Big kid and athletic, better player than he looks. I mean that in a nice way, but
Roy Hawk back in for Dent. St. Superior makes both free throws. Gonzaga's lead is 25-22. Gonzaga going to show that pressure again. Lewis trapped, flips it back to Hawk. Hawk being hounded by Fogle. Gets it away to Lewis, and then Hawk barely beats the 10-second violation. Hawk out top, dribbling to his right, gets a screen from McKeever. Back out to the big man at the top of the key. Picks up his dribble, handoff for Lewis. Lewis looking in the corner. Morauskas has it over there. Thought about a three, pulled it down. 4 seconds to shoot. Kick back out to Lewis for a deep three. Nowhere close. Grant Foster, rebound, long pass up the floor. Finish for Ike. Foul on St. Mary's. Zags making a little run of their own and trying to establish themselves again. It's 27-22.
Terrific pass. That's free throw line to free throw line on a dart off a rebound by Tyon Grant Foster. That's on the money. Terrific play. That's hard to do. You catch it off the glass and then you just turn and fire right on the numbers. Great play by Tyon Grant Foster.
Graham's free throw is good. 3-point play. Bulldogs lead is back to 6. 2 fouls on Lewis, 2 on the point guard Dent. Bulldogs causing some problems here. St. Mary's able to get the ball into the front court again, just beating a 10-second call. Lewis out top, little crossover dribble, passes on the left sideline. It's Shaw, the freshman. He's been quiet. Out to Hawk, fakes right, drives left. Fogle body bumps him. Foul on Davis, his first. Campbell's going to check in for Lewis. Dent right back out there for Hawk, as Randy Bennett does not appear to like the shakiness of the offense against that Bulldog pressure. Zags haven't forced turnovers, but been all over the Gaels. Here's Dent with it, defended by St. Superior. Picks up his dribble. Gives it up to Shaw in front of the Kennel Club. The freshman shoots a three. It's no good. Rebound Fogle. He goes up high for it. Davis into the front court, across half court, throws over the top. It was intended for Ike, tipped away by the 7-2 McKeever. Morauskas driving on Grant Foster, gets into the paint and lays it in.
I wish we'd run somebody at him and make him pass the ball.
12 points from Morauskas in the first half. He leads the WCC better than 19 points a game. Zags 28, Gaels 24, 3.5 to play first half. Worley sets a big screen for St. Superior. Bounce back for Worley. Jalen picks it up off his ankle, spins, little one-hander wouldn't go down, tries to tip it in. It's off the mark. McKeever's there.
Got to finish that. It's a 6-footer.
Dent's cross half court, bounces it for Morauskas. Morauskas one-hander, rims out. McKeever's tip, no good. Ball batted into the hands of Fogle. Fogle up the right sideline, slowed down by Shaw, away to Worley in the front court, St. Superior. In front of the St. Mary's bench, his pass is stolen by Shaw, and then it's going to be Worley who pokes it away, but is also whistled for the personal foul. 3 minutes, 1 second to play in our game's first half. 6th-ranked Gonzaga 28, St. Mary's 24. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Not to brag or anything, but Arby's new $7.99 meat and 3-box is kind of a big deal. The other guys give you just one side. We give you 3 sides. Not to brag. You get a meaty sandwich, curly fries, mott sticks, a sweet treat, and a drink. All for just $7.99. It's more meal for your money. More meal for your money. More meal for your money. Where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats.
At participating Arby's for a limited time.
Today's students are smart, savvy, and heading towards a future filled with possibilities. Education is the light that can help guide them on their path to fulfilling their dreams. That's why Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. With every lottery game you play in the pursuit of making your dreams a reality, you're supporting the next generation of game changers who are using education as the way to reach theirs. Thanks for playing, Washington.
When you're on the move and looking for nonstop college sports action, get the Varsity Network app and take the game with you everywhere. Stream live play-by-play from schools across the country right from your phone, free. Catch hundreds of weekly podcasts, including shows from your favorite teams, all in one place. From football Saturdays to midweek hoops, it's your all-access pass to the college sports world. Whether it's game day or just your daily drive, the Varsity Network app has you covered. Download now and listen live for free on the Varsity Network app.
we expected a tight one here at the McCarthy Athletics Center. Gonzaga 28, St. Mary's 24. 3 minutes and 1 second to play in our game's first half. Well, Bud Light is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The Bulldogs have cooled off a little bit offensively, Mo, but still not too bad. 11 out of 23. They're 1 of 5 shooting threes, 5 of 7 at the free throw line. The leading scorer for Gonzaga, Graham Ike, he has 12. Meanwhile, Morauskas has scored 12. He's 4 of 9 from the field. He's made all 3 of his free throws. 31% shooting so far for St. Mary's, or 8 out of 26, 1 out of 7 from behind the line. Mo, what do you make of this through 17 minutes of play?
Well, obviously they're playing a little bit to their, scoring output, but obviously having the lead is fine. We're playing pretty good offensively. 1 for 5 from 3. You'd like to see that improve, obviously, but +5 on the glass is terrific so far. It's going to be a battle. This is a game of runs, of small runs, right, against the St. Mary's team. 6-0, 8-0. They can do the same thing that they just had one and got back into the basketball game, but you have to stay focused on the task at hand, especially on the glass.
Turnovers become a little bit of an issue for the Zags as Shaw hits the front end of the 1-on-1. 8 turnovers for GU.
Yeah, 9 assists, 8 turnovers. It was just 9-4, I believe, so the ball's gotten a little bit stagnant on the offensive side.
Shaw, a 61% shooter from the free throw line, makes both. They are perfect, 9 out of 9. As Dent will head to the bench and Hawk will check back in. And Dent playing with those 2 personal fouls. St. Spiri into the front court. Zags lead is 2. Mario dribbling to his left, bounces it to Worley. Worley taking his time, surveys, kick back out to Grant Foster. Skip pass right side, St. Spiri in the far corner to Fogel. Fogel couple dribbles to Ike, 3-point line. Hands it off to St. Spiri. Mario turns the corner with the left hand, had it stripped, but a whistle and a foul. I think he said he was going up, maybe.
Bonus.
Oh, bonus. I thought he pointed like up in the air, and that's 17 fouls, so. Let's see if we get that continuation. And it really is an NBA game. They're going to go defense for offense as much as possible. Hawk will check out. Dent is back in as St. Spiri steps to the free throw line. Mario, 2 points in tonight's game. 3 assists for the point guard who makes his first free throw. Mario, all net on both attempts. The lead is back to 4 for Gonzaga. Dent brings the ball across the timeline. Pass to Shaw on the left side. He's in front of the Kennel Club over there. Pass out to Dent. Dent between the circles. Dribbling to his right. McKeever slips and falls. Now gets back up as Morauskas dribbles. Short pass to
on the baseline, like you said, he's going to be a tough matchup. Morauskas all night.
Now back to his right after getting another screen. Bouncing down low. Morauskas had it poked away, got it back, leans in, misses, but a whistle and a foul. Morauskas going to step to the free throw line again. See if we get another look at that, as Innocente is going to return for the Bulldogs on Worley's second personal foul. Mouse gets to the free throw line yet again. And makes it. Gaels perfect from the line. Innocente for Worley. First miss of the game for St. Mary's. Ike can't control the rebound, knocked away from behind by McKeever, but Graham was last to touch, so St. Mary's is going to get it. Morauskas, one of the leading free throw shooters in the country, 157 attempts on the season with 132 makes. St. Mary's inbounds. Here's Dent on the drive and the kick. Shaw fakes the three. One dribble to his left, and the shot is all net. It ends up being a 4-point possession and cuts the lead to 2. First made field goal for Shaw tonight. Fogle holds in front of the St. Mary's bench, gets a screen from Ike, dribbles to the free throw line, picks it up, passes in the left corner. Innocente wide open. His three wouldn't go down, and Dent has the weak side rebound. Dent bringing it up the floor, gets a screen, pulls up and fires a three. It's good, and St. Mary's has gone back on top. He is a potent three-point shooter. And St. Mary's has his first lead since it was 2-0 as we go under 1 minute to play in the first half. St. Spirit gets a screen from Ike, a little one-hander from the right wing, and they're going to get Morauskas, and the Gaels are going to complain, but a two-handed shove is an easy call for the official. Morauskas, his second.
That's second. We're probably going to sub him out with 45 seconds left, so that's kind of a big call. Official Greg Mixon's just literally told Randy, like, come on, man. He pushed him.
And their angle had to be better than ours. We were right on it, and they're standing essentially on the same line as us. They're about 50 feet closer.
You got to argue for your guy, but just make him give you an explanation. Then he gives it to you, shut up. Right?
Yes.
I mean, once you
and
know.
it's a two-handed shove, too. That's not one of those, like, hey, I got him with a body, right? You know, like those two hands extended.
Extended, you're right. It's an automatic.
Ike to the line. Front end for Graham is all net. Ace Miller will return for the Bulldogs for St. Superior. Ike makes both, and the Zags go back ahead by 1. Izzo checks in for Ike. 45 seconds left in the first half. Pressure in the backcourt. Dent bounces it to Campbell. Campbell picks up his dribble in the backcourt, back to Dent. And now for Campbell again. Gives it up to Dent. For McKeever, hands it back to Dent. Dent clearing out for Fogle. DeJana blocks the three, but also fouls him. And Coach Pugh wants Davis Fogle to fight through that screen. Now in Davis's defense, Mo, not sure McKeever gets to, at 280 pounds, back him down. It's supposed to be, I mean, Izzo got called on a screen like that earlier in the game. And now no excuse for Izzo to close out and hit him. But
you got to go over on the 1-5 ball screen at the top with Dent. Such a good three-point shooter, so that's just a lapse in reason from our guys defensively. I guarantee that was talked about. You can't go underneath, especially on the first side. They're trying to get you to go under. Obviously, you can take a shot, but if you go over, then they're going to run another ball screen right again, so you have to be tough enough to go over the top of two of them without over-helping with your big.
Uzanis is checked back into the game. Hawk is also back out there. Dent ready for his third and final free throw. He makes them all. 36-34. St. Mary's ties its biggest lead of the game. The Zags are going to take a 30-second timeout with 29.7 seconds to play in our game's first half. Second timeout used by the Bulldogs. And we are going to see Tony Duckett check in here late.
Played at San Diego last year. Averaged 10.5 points, had 22 starts, barely playing for St. Mary's. Playing less than 4 minutes a game, but he's going to check in here late in the half. St. Mary's, I don't know that it's foul trouble, Mo, but quite a few fouls. Dent has 2. Morauskas has 2. Shaw has 2.
Yep.
Lewis has 2.
They're used to it, though.
Yep.
They just,
we say it every year, right? Like, oh, hey, they're getting in foul trouble.
Yeah, they understand how to play through fouls, or foul trouble, I should say, and then they just keep their guys in. They trust them.
Shot clock is off. Zags will bring the ball across half court with St. Superior. He's defended by Campbell out there. All right, we're just going to dribble it down about 35 feet from the basket. Clock ticks down to 12. Mario dribbling to his left, gets a screen from Ike. Back to his right. Trying to bounce it down low for Ike. Throws it right to St. Mary's. And I think you might have gotten away with a couple of travels and then throwing it in the backcourt. And they're not going to call that. There's no way. There is no way in the world that official just made that call.
It's one of the worst calls I've ever seen. It should be backcourt violation, too.
It should be a backcourt violation, right? Didn't they get it over and then throw it back?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to get a look at it again here, Mo. So he was in the backcourt when he threw it. Yeah, the player was in the front court when he caught it. And then fell backwards, Mo. It's going to be right because he shoots it from the back court.
But they're going to give him one-on-one. They're not going to give him a three threes. I just saw that. So at least they corrected that part of it. Right?
Yeah.
They're just going to give him one-on-one at least because it's like he's not even.
My question would be if he caught the ball and then spun in the back court to shoot it, was it an over and back? I'd like to see the replay one more time. And that one is good, and Campbell will shoot one more. Coach Few not happy, and it's the same official. That's 3 very questionable calls that have gone against the Zags here in the first half. Campbell makes both free throws. St. Mary's has been fantastic at the line here in the first half, and will take a 4-point lead into the locker room. St. Mary's getting 15 of its 38 points from the free throw line. They're 15 out of 16, and they lead at 38-34 at the break. Got a timeout. Wyatt Kopelman standing by in the Learfield, North Carolina studios. He's got some highlights coming your way, plus a scoreboard update. We're back after this. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Look, I'm not going to tell you have to have a Camus Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camus Rewards for all the ways you play.
The post-crib assembly press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Michael, you had some trouble putting the crib together today. What went wrong?
You know, those instructions can be tough, and, well, you saw the outcome.
Were you upset when your wife pulled you and called in the backup?
No, I mean, the baby needs a crib to sleep in, so whatever it takes.
You've got a changing table to put together next. It's got a lot of drawers. What's your comment?
You know what? We're done here.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Support Gonzaga basketball through NIL. Zags Collective is the leading NIL collective supporting Zags student athletes through name, image, and likeness. Zags Collective creates opportunities for student athletes to engage with the community and grow their brand. Plus, you get access to autograph sessions, exclusive events, and more. Become a member today. Go to ZagsNILCollective.com and get started.
On the Gonzaga Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the Numerica Credit Union Halftime Show. Numerica Credit Union. Life moves. Live well. Federally insured by NCAA. We'll bring you stats and analysis from the first 20 minutes, as well as a look at scores from around the nation. Let's go back to the network studios. Here's Luke Hallett.
The halftime horn sounds from Spokane, where Gonzaga trails St. Mary's 38-34. The Bulldogs looking to continue the third longest conference win streak in the country at 9-0 in the WCC and 21-1 overall. From the Learfield Network studios, I'm Wyatt Copeland filling in for Luke Hallett. Gonzaga taking on St. Mary's in the first of two games against the Gaels in the regular season. The double-doubles leader in the WCC started for Gonzaga tonight after missing 3 games, and didn't look like he missed all that much.
Innocente off the EK screen, drives, picks up his dribble, bounces it to Graham. Graham going to work, pull up, little one-hander, rattles around and drops. 2-2 is our score. A little defensive miscommunication there. Graham scored it over the much smaller Dylan Shaw.
And Graham Ike found rhythm from outside as well.
Down the floor to Smith. He's slowed down by Dent to Ike trailing. He'll catch and shoot. The 3 is good. All net. Zags 9, Gaels 2.
Good job by Graham of trailing the play. Great start offensively for Gonzaga, shooting 60%.
Just the 10th triple of the year for Ike, the leading scorer for the Zags. Came in tonight averaging just more than 18 points per game in the first half. Led the Zags with 14 points, not to mention 2 rebounds as well. Forcing turnovers has been part of Gonzaga's identity this season, and when the Zags need to build on their early lead in the first half, their defense would give them a boost.
The corner, Worley, 7 seconds to shoot. Jalen gives it up to St. Superior. Drilling on the wing on the right side. Bounce back to Worley on the pick and roll. He finishes through contact. The foul. Jalen's headed to the free throw line. Zags lead is 17-9.
Great side DHO action right there. Caught St. Mary's sleeping, so the slip pass was there.
4 points and 2 rebounds in the first half for senior guard Jalen Worley. Getting out the open floor tends to involve graduate guard Tyon Grant Foster in one way or another.
Right sideline pass, Shaw looks down low from the keeper, stolen from behind by Worley. Jalen weaving his way up the floor, finds Grant Foster, spinning into the paint, shot is up and in! A beautiful finish for Grant Foster, Zags by 10, 12 minutes left in the first half.
Grant Foster, the 2-time WAC first-team member at Grand Canyon over the past 2 seasons with a circus-like shot, but the Zags wouldn't go away from Ike either.
Grant Foster, rebound, long pass up the floor, finish for Ike, foul on St. Mary's. Zags making a little run of their own and trying to establish themselves again. It's 27-22.
Terrific pass. That's free throw line to free throw line on a dart off a rebound by Tyon Grant Foster. That's on the money.
And the made foul shot for Ike would cap off a 5-0 run. Zags shot 46% in the first half, but a 3-point lead with 3 minutes left would give Gonzaga a half-court set, and Grant Foster finished it with momentum.
Back out to St. Superior. Now to Worley at the 3-point line on the left side. Hand off Grant Foster, trying to get around Shaw. Body bumps him, drives, finishes, and he's fouled. What a play from Tyon Grant Foster. Foul on Shaw, his second.
Good rip through, going to his left, and what the best part about that, Huddy, is he played through the contact. He got a good base.
Besides scoring in bursts, the Zags would hold St. Mary's to 36% from the floor. Gonzaga with the chance to get their 14th straight conference win. It is the third longest streak in conference play in the country. Still more to do on our halftime coverage with an update on other WCC basketball scores and the top 25. One half complete from the kennel. Gonzaga trails St. Mary's 38-34. Don't go away. This is Gonzaga basketball from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The season is heating up, and ICCU is proud to be a sponsor of Gonzaga University Athletics. From tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first game to March's biggest moments, we're cheering on the Zags and supporting fans every step of the way. With powerful digital tools, local service, and a commitment to community, ICCU is your financial partner, on and off the court. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Let's go, Zags!
Not to brag or anything, but Arby's new $7.99 meat and 3 box is kind of a big deal. The other guys give you just one side. We give you 3 sides. Not to brag. You get a meaty sandwich, curly fries, mott sticks, a sweet treat, and a drink. All for just $7.99. It's more meal for your money. More meal for your money. More meal for your money. Where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats.
At participating Arby's for a limited time.
Time for a check of the scores around the WCC and around the nation. Let's go to the network studios.
Gonzaga trails St. Mary's 38-34 at the half from Spokane, where the Zags have the chance to move to 10-0 in the WCC and 22-2 on the season. Back inside the Learfield Network studios, I'm Wyatt Kopelman. Let's get another look around the WCC and the top 25. Down in San Francisco, Pacific behind San Francisco, 64-58 with 6:12 left in the second half. From the War Memorial Gymnasium, Pacific goes for its fourth straight game. For the first time since the 2019-2020 season, Tigers come into today 6-4 in the WCC and 15-8 overall. On the road, the Santa Clara Broncos control Loyola Marymount by a dominant 103-73 finish. Broncos 9-1 record in the WCC coming into today, their best start in conference play since the 1994-1995 season. They're now 18-5 overall. The Washington State Cougars cruise past Portland 104-74 at home in Pullman. Cougars move to 10-0 all-time in Pullman against Portland and get over 500 in conference play, 11-13 on the season. To the top 25, out in Omaha, the second-ranked UConn Huskies looking to stay undefeated in the Big East, get to 21-1 on the season. And with UConn already ahead by double digits in the second half, redshirt senior sharpshooter Alex Caravan would give the Huskies a different kind of spark.
Demery on the left baseline, up the high screen of Reed. Into the paint, nowhere to go. He fires back outside to Caravan. Tough D by Creighton. Here's Demery on the ground floor. Guarded by Dix, a fadeaway, no good. Rebound, Caravan banks it in.
Mike Crispino on the UConn Sports Network. Caravan's putback would put Connecticut ahead 48-34 nearly 3 minutes into the second half. Caravan with 15 points and 6 rebounds as UConn blasts Creighton 85-58. And at Castle Coliseum in Blacksburg, fourth-ranked Duke on the road against Virginia Tech, coming off a wire-to-wire win at Kerriman Indoor. But this time, the Blue Devils would need to create some distance late in the second half, and their leading scorer would give them a lift.
Works his way to the right. Caleb on the drive, spins into some traffic, back up top. Boozer a three. Dagger! Cameron Boozer turns out the lights with 1:27 to go. The lead is 13.
David Shoemate on the Blue Devils Sports Network. Duke holds off Virginia Tech 72-58, moves to 9-0 in the ACC and 20-1 overall. In Fayetteville, Kentucky knocks off 15th-ranked Arkansas 85-77. First win against Arkansas for Kentucky coach Mark Pope. Wildcats have won 6 of their last 7 games. That's a look around the WCC and the top 25. Second half, not far off from the kennel. It's back out to Tom Hudson and Adam Morrison after a short break. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldogs basketball from Learfield.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Look, I'm not going to tell you you have to have a Camel's Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camel's Rewards for all the ways you play.
At Papa Murphy's, we hand make delicious pizza from scratch every day so that you can bake it to perfection in your oven just the way you like it. Introducing Stuffed Mondays. Every Monday, get any large stuffed pizza for only $16.99. That's over 4 pounds of pizza, fresh from your oven. Enough to feed the whole family. Papa Murphy's Stuffed Mondays. They make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Offer available in store only. Call ahead to order.
Halftime at the McCarthy Athletic Center where St. Mary's rallies late. to take a 4-point lead into the locker room. This 4-point lead, the biggest of the night for the Gaels, who led for just over a minute. The Zags led for more than 17, but still it's St. Mary's on top by 4. Graham Ike individually leads all scorers with 14. He's 5 of 8 from the field. And nobody else has scored more than 4 for the Zags. Worley, Miller, Grant Foster, St. Superi, each with 4 points. Braden Smith and made a couple of free throws for 2. Davis Fogel, 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting from the field. The Bulldogs 12 out of 26, 1 out of 6 shooting threes, 9 of 12 at the free throw line. Paulus Morauskas, 13 points, 4 of 9 from the field, 4 of 5 at the line. And Joshua Dent has 10 points. He knocked down a 3, was 3 out of 4 from the field. Also made 3 free throws after he was fouled shooting a 3-point shot. So those guys have 23 of their 38. And then Dylan Shaw, after a slow start, finished with 7 first-half points. St. Mary's 10 out of 28 from the field. That's good for 36%, 3 out of 9 shooting threes. But Mo, 15 out of 16 at the free throw line for St. Mary's. Rebounding +3 for the Bulldogs. That's a good number. But I do think a couple things that jump out is that 15 for 16.
Yeah.
The Zags weren't bad, 9 out of 12, but 15 out of 16. You know, you foul a couple of 3-point shooters. I thought Morauskas got bailed out a few times, honestly, not a few of them, but still, that's what he does. I mean, he's shot 152 free throws this year. I think that free throw number is pretty big. I think the turnover number for the Zags, too, with 9 in the first half.
Yeah, it was 9-2, I think, out of one of the last 2 medias before the end of the half, and then obviously it went up to 7 turnovers with no assists, so we really got to take care of the basketball, obviously, better. Interesting decisions by St. Superi, to be honest, on the pick and roll stuff. He's trying to thread the needle a little bit too much. I'd rather see him just shoot that little 12-footer and just make it and make them get out of their pick and roll coverage. Got to play without fouling. And then, again, I was going to harp on it. It's 1 for 6 from 3. Got to make a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, Bulldogs, 8 out of 38 their previous 2 games, 1 of 6. To start tonight's game. So +3 on the glass, but 1 out of 6 shooting threes. Again, 9 turnovers to 9 assists for the Bulldogs, who average just over 10 turnovers per game. St. Mary's with a 38-34 lead at halftime. Again, the Bulldogs went cold offensively late, 12 out of 26. Second half action coming your way from the Kennel next. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Living a healthy, happy life is built on a foundation of good habits, wholesome foods, plenty of sleep, regular exercise, and for women, a breast cancer risk assessment by age 25, and annual screening mammograms beginning at 40. Our convenient Spokane area locations make scheduling your mammogram easy. Schedule your exam today. Call 509-455-4455 or visit www.inlandimaging.com/appointments.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at the Sleep Number store today.
Smith gets Bulldogs going offensively, finds Ike on the pick and roll. Graham can't finish through contact. Worley cleans it up, lays it in. Gonzaga strikes just 14 seconds into the second half. Bulldogs trail it 38-36. Both teams with their original starters out there to open the second half. St. Mary's has won 2 straight here at the Kennel. Led for just over a minute in the first half. Bulldogs led for 17, but still St. Mary's on top now as Shaw leaves it for Wessels. Wessels on the right side, double teamed, kicks it out to Lewis. Lewis fires a 3 and hits.
Why help off on Harry Wessels down below? That's a mistake by Braden Smith. That's what Coach Few just said. Same thing. You do not help off of Mikey Williams.
And we have a whistle, and that's a foul. It's going to go against Wessels. And it's a good 30 feet away from the play. And Coach Few was trying to get Wessels' attention, or excuse me, Coach Bennett, and he's saying, hey, use your head.
Yeah. previous play is such a...
Yep.
Do not help down on Harry Wessels as an offensive player. Make him score 20.
Yeah. He averages 5 a game.
Yeah.
Smith looks to inbound, passes it out to Ike. Ike, defended by Wessels, going to work with the dribble. Takes him right into the paint, little fadeaway. Graham can't get it to go. Worley tips it, but into the hands of Morauskas. Morauskas has it poked away by Smith. Smith trying to knock it off of Morauskas, but he's the last to touch. And it will be St. Mary's basketball. The Gaels have their biggest lead of the game. They're up by 5. Barely a minute gone by here in this second half. Shaw inbounds from in front of the Kettle Club. Gets it to Dent. Defended by Innocente. Across half court. Little push off to shake free. Gets it away to Morauskas. Pass left side to Shaw. Shaw back out to Dent, gets a screen from Wessels, retreats with a dribble just inside a half court. Now to the right side, he finds Wessels. Wessels draws the defense, kicks to Morauskas, wide open in the corner, 3 off the mark. Worley secures the rebound for the Zags. He'll bring Gonzaga the other way. Jalen weaves his way into the front court, leaves it for Miller, wide open, left side 3, comes up short, rebound is tipped. Miller comes away with it. Miller picks up his dribble over to Innocente. Innocente bounces for Ike. Ike, right wing, defended by Wessels. Wessels playing with 2 personals. To fake the double, he spins the baseline. Little fadeaway comes up short, and Wessels secures the ball for St. Mary's. Bounces it to Morauskas. Morauskas in the front court to Shaw. Shaw picks up his dribble, out to Morauskas. Now for Dent. Step inside a half court. Bulldogs trail 41-36. Dent driving the left hand, wide open lane, gets all the way there, and Innocente blocks the shot, and then Wessels loses it out of bounds. And Gonzaga will catch a break there. Dent had a wide open lane. Nice close by Emmanuel to get the block.
Trail block right there. That looked like it going to be a 2 points no matter what.
Smith in the front court to Miller. Now Worley trailing. Bounces it to Smith on the far side. Top of key Ike. Now right side Innocente. One-hander out to Worley. Left side Miller in front of the Kennel Club. Had it poked away by Lewis. Got it back. Bounce for Ike. Graham double teamed out to Smith. Braden fakes a 3, drives, kicks it out to Miller, sets and fires. Lefty 3 comes up short. It's tipped by Ike, and Innocente had his hands on it, but ripped away by Mikey Lewis. I think Lewis stepped on the line there and then dribbled it into the back court. Might have got away with one. Shaw has the ball now. A little shake on Miller, can't get around him. Loses the handle, able to finally get it away to Lewis. Lewis over to Dent. Dent lobs to Morauskas. Morauskas backing down Worley. Worley takes a shot in the chops. Here's Morauskas spinning and missing. Smith with the rebound. Braden up the left side. Weaves his way to the free throw line. Finds Innocente, who lays it up and in.
Backdoor cut from Innocente on the right side on the slow break. That was a beautiful read by Smith. Much needed layup. Yeah, much needed layup for Gonzaga.
Dent dribbles with his back to the basket just inside a half court. Wessels sets a screen. Dent dribbling to his right. Pass out to Morauskas. Now left side. They look down low for Wessels. Wessels double team. Kicks it out to Shaw. Sets and shoots. The three-pointer from straight away is good. What'd you just say, Mo?
Just why are you helping off Wessels? I'm completely at loss of words. I don't know what our guys are doing defensively.
Miller off the Worley screen to the free throw line. Pass in the far corner for a 3. And Innocente hits. Zags needed that one. Cut the lead to 44-41. And Mary's starting to heat up from long range after a tough start. They were 3 of 9 to the first half. And a couple here early in the second. Dent to the right wing. Little hesitation dribble. Picks it up. Looks down low for Wessels, who spins and scores with the left.
Whatever. Right? I mean...
Yeah. Miller the other way. Lewis is going to be whistled for the personal foul. That's his third. 15:57 to play in the first half. We have an official timeout in Spokane. Gaels 46, Zags 41. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Steel deals are happening now. From instant savings on select power tools to free battery offers on some of our most popular battery sets, you can enjoy great deals and do it all with Steel Battery. For more details, shop online or in-store at your local Steel dealer. Offer valid for a limited time only on select items of participating dealers while supplies last.
Today's students are smart, savvy, and heading towards a future filled with possibilities. Education is the light that can help guide them on their path to fulfilling their dreams. That's why Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. With every lottery game you play in the pursuit of making your dreams a reality, you're supporting the next generation of game changers who are using education as the way to reach theirs. Thanks for playing, Washington.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Athletics. The airport connects Zags fans and alums with over 60 daily departures to more than 20 nonstop destinations provided by 7 major airlines, as well as one-stop connections to most major metropolitan centers throughout the U.S. Real-time arrival and flight departure information is available at SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
13 first-rounders.
Holmgren catches and hammers it home. Sabonis gets a defender in the air, and he rattles one home. Stolen by Suggs. Jalen, showtime, hammers home the dunk.
With more to come, you're listening to Gonzaga Basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside.
Welcome back to McCarthy Athletic Center alongside Adam Morrison and Tom Hudson with you. Ag West Farm Credit is a financial cooperative that provides financing, crop insurance, and related services to farmers and ranchers across the West. From small family businesses to large operations, Ag West brings the experience and financial know-how to help you grow your best future. St. Mary's 2 out of 3 from behind the three-point line. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog Basketball from their field. Well, 2 out of 3 in the second half, Mo, and you talked about it. I mean, this is a team that shoots it well. I mean, they lead the conference 37%. They weren't shooting it great in the first half. Don't give them the opportunity to start feeling it.
Yeah, you got to be able to know personnel, who they want to kick it to. And again, I doubling down or even helping off down on Harry Wessels. He's looking to kick. So I just don't understand the thought process by some of our guys. I mean, you got to be smarter than that defensively. It's scouting. It's a personnel thing. You got to be witty enough to make that decision game speed, game time.
Ike has it on the left wing, backing down McKeever, who's in for the first time in the half. Step back jumper, rims out, rebound into Chente, and he lays it in. Bulldogs cut the lead to 46-43. Dent to McKeever. McKeever bobbles. It's chased down. Big man in trouble over on the sideline. That's got to be a double dribble, right? Or no? Maybe he didn't have possession of it. McKeever hands it off to Dent. Back to McKeever at the free throw line. Pass in the corner. Morauskas. He shoots a 3. He won't go down. McKeever tips it right into the hands of Worley. Jalen into the front court. Jalen moves on Dent. Off balance shot comes up short. McKeever rebounds the miss. Bulldogs still trail by 3. Nearly 5 minutes gone by second half. Dent in the front court. And Chente with him every step of the way. Skips it left side to Shaw. Now Morauskas, three-point line left side. Bounces for McKeever. McKeever taking his time on Ike. Takes him to the paint, spins to the baseline. Lefty hook comes up short. Graham rebounds. Hands it off to Smith. Coach P wants Bulldogs to run. Braden quickly up the right sideline into the front court with it. Lewis slows him down. Screen from Ike. Braden bounces it back to Graham, who slips and loses balance. Pass a little bit too hot. Graham does get it back, has control of it. Dribbling with defense by McKeever. Graham spins to the baseline. A little fadeaway over the 7-footer. No good. Morauskas secures the rebound. Graham's missed a couple of forced ones here over the last possessions, and the Bulldogs trail still by 3. St. Mary's with a 46-43 lead. Morauskas gives it up to Dent. Dent spins around back to Morauskas. Morauskas defended by Innocente on the switch. Gets around him into the paint, forces it. Good defense by Innocente. Worley with a rebound off the back iron. Jalen into the front court. Jalen picks up his dribble on the left wing, finds Innocente wide open in front of the GU bench. That 3 is good. All net, and the Zags have tied it at 46.
2 threes for Innocente in the second half. Great defensive possession. He comes down and knocks down the wide open 3 in the corner.
5 straight points for number 5. And the Bulldogs have tied it up
Timeout, St. Mary's. 46-46 our score, 13:43 to play in our basketball game. This timeout called by the Gaels extends to a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Not to brag or anything, but Arby's new $7.99 meat and 3-box is kind of a big deal. The other guys give you just one side. We give you 3 sides. Not to brag. You get a meaty sandwich, curly fries, mott sticks, a sweet treat, and a drink. All for just $7.99. It's more meal for your money. More meal for your money. More meal for your money. Where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats.
At participating Arby's for a limited time.
When you're on the move and looking for nonstop college sports action, get the Varsity Network app and take the game with you everywhere. Stream live play-by-play from schools across the country right from your phone, free. Catch hundreds of weekly podcasts, including shows from your favorite teams, all in one place. From football Saturdays to midweek hoops, it's your all-access pass to the college sports world. Whether it's game day or just your daily drive, the Varsity Network app has you covered. Download now and listen live for free on the Varsity Network app.
Today's students are smart, savvy, and heading towards a future filled with possibilities. Education is the light that can help guide them on their path to fulfilling their dreams. That's why Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. With every lottery game you play in the pursuit of making your dreams a reality, you're supporting the next generation of game changers who are using education as the way to reach theirs. Thanks for playing, Washington.
Welcome back to a very loud McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga, with 5 consecutive points from Emmanuel Innocente, has tied things up at 46, 13:43 to play in our basketball game. And Mo, back and forth we go here as St. Mary's rallied from an early deficit. The Bulldogs led by 10 twice in the first half. Gaels came back. They would open a 6-point lead, but here come the Zags. 4 ties, 4 lead changes, and we got ourselves a basketball game.
Good little run by Innocente, great defensive possession. Then he comes down and knocks down a 3 in the corner. And previous to that, on the offensive side, he had a tip in. It's many runs against teams like this, 5-0, 6-0 run, and because it's such a slower pace. Got to be able to keep your wits about you defensively. Talked about it at the start. They went double-teamed off of or helped down on Harry Wessels, and he's kicked out to wide-open shooters, and St. Mary's made him pay twice. Have to understand personnel.
Out of the huddle for the Gaels, it'll be Shaw, Lewis, Dent, Morauskas, and McKeever. Boy, McKeever's a big kid, Mo.
Yeah, he's tall.
I mean, look at Morauskas.
7'1",
they list him at
say.
6'8". Yeah, they list him at 7'2", but yeah, he's all of that, Mo. I think you're right. Ike, Worley, St. Superi, Fogel, and Grant Foster out of the Gonzaga huddle. Shaw will inbound from in front of the St. Mary's bench in a 46-46 game. Passes inbounds to Dent. Dent gets a couple of screens, dribbling to his left, now picked up defensively on the switch by Worley. Dribbles back to his right. Ike has him now. Passing the sideline. It's Lewis with it. Couple of dribbles back out to Dent. Dent top of the key. Pull up over Ike from the free throw line. Wouldn't go down, and up high to grab it is Grant Foster. Tyon into the front court with a dribble. Cut off, almost had it stripped away from behind. Pass back out to St. Superi. Right sideline pass to Worley. Top of the key for Ike. Handoff, Fogel. Turns the corner. Pass right side. Grant Foster fakes the 3. Still dribbling on the perimeter on the right side. Going to work on Shaw. Bumps him off balance. Kicks it out to St. Superi. And now down low for Ike. Double team comes. Graham spins out of it and hits all net on the baseline jumper. Degree of difficulty 10. Zags back on top by 2.
Finally got one of those 15-footers to drop here in the second half.
And that'll get the crowd going. Our 5th lead change of the game. Dent picks up his dribble. Looks down low for McKeever. It's not there. Back out to Lewis between the circles. Lewis fires a 3 over St. Superi. Back iron no good. Grant Foster flies in for another rebound. Tyon up the left sideline. He switched his shoes from the black sparklies to the purples. Driving, leaning, missing, but he's fouled. Yeah, the sparkly one's on in the first half.
Yeah, he would.
Went from the Wizard of Oz to the Grand Canyons.
Yes.
Nonetheless, he's had a good start. Got a couple rebounds, good takes. Going to go to the free throw line. Remember when we played, we had to have blue, white, red shoes.
Tyon's first free throw comes up short, and his woes at the line continue. St. Mary's, McKeever and Lewis check out. Campbell and Wessels back in as Tyon gets ready for his second free throw. That one's short. Morauskas rebounds. Dent across half court. St. Superior pressures him. Now dribbles to his right off a screen from Wessels. Into the paint now. Gets all the way to the rim. The left-handed finish is good. We're tied at 48. Worley, left sideline pass, Grant Foster. Into the paint, spins, kicks, St. Superior catches, fires, and hits the three-point shot. Bulldogs lead at 51-48.
Finally got the three ball going a little bit for Gonzaga. Three in this second half,
Under 12 to play. Dent with a right-handed dribble to the wing. Now sweeps across the paint, bounces it, intended for Wessels, stolen by Fogle. Davis into the front court, going to work on Campbell, cut off, finds Ike at the free throw line, extra pass, Grant Foster fakes the three, penetrates on Wessels, who's whistled for the personal foul as Grant Foster hits the deck, and that's number 3 on the starting big man for St. Mary's.
Jeez, he just, such a strong kid. It was a block, but he just stood there. Grant Foster almost went flying into the first row. Good attack, though, by Tyon, getting to the free throw line.
We have a timeout on the floor. Dent complaining to the official that he got punched in the mouth. Randy Bennett also letting him have it as they head to their huddle. 51-48, Gonzaga back on top with 11.5 to play. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Look, I'm not going to tell you you have to have a Camas Rewards card when you come to Northern Quest. You don't. You don't have to earn points on every dollar you spend here or enjoy prize entries, dining discounts, pre-sale concert tickets, and so on. Heck, you don't even have to receive free cash money for doing what you already do here. After all, free country, right? Camas Rewards for all the ways you play.
The post-career day press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed, and I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The season is heating up, and ICCU is proud to be a sponsor of Gonzaga University Athletics. From tip-off to the final buzzer, from the first game to March's biggest moments, we're cheering on the Zags and supporting fans every step of the way. With powerful digital tools, local service, and a commitment to community, ICCU is your financial partner, on and off the court. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Let's go, Zags!
You're listening to Gonzaga basketball from Learfield. Let's go back courtside. Once again, alongside two-time NBA champion Adam Morrison. Here's the voice of Gonzaga basketball, Tom Hudson.
Exactly 11 minutes and 30 seconds left in our basketball game here at the McCarthy Athletic Center. 6th-ranked Gonzaga 51, St. Mary's 48. 5 lead changes, 5 ties. Gonzaga is back on top. Gonzaga basketball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Visit Toyota.com, your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Mo, the Bulldogs starting to score a little bit here in the second half. You mentioned it. I mean, the big difference for GU after a 1-for-6 start from behind the three-point line. They've gone 3 of 5 here in the second half. They're playing with great energy right now.
They're playing with great energy defensively. Done a good job flying around, especially on the glass, and then just crazy when you make shots how much it just helps everything, the energy, the confidence, the collective overall joy. Hopefully they continue it.
Grant Foster to the free throw line. And the first one is good.
A little bit of a sarcastic cheer for Tyon making a free throw.
That one comes up well short.
Damn.
52-48 is the score. 1 out of 5 tonight. He was 2 out of 8 against San Francisco. Just out of nowhere. Dent out top with it. Dribbling to the right wing. Fires a pass. Near sideline. Campbell shoots a 3. Rims out. Weak side rebound. St. Superior. Mario with his head up. Brings it up the floor. Passes on the right sideline. Fogel sets a screen for Davis. Brings it back out top. One-hander over to Worley. Far sideline. Grant Foster. Defended by Shaw. Going to work on the freshman. Gets into the paint. Kicks back out. Ike open at three-point line. Fakes a jumper. Wessel slips and falls. Graham hammers it home with 2 hands. Leaving the big fella on the floor. Zags by 6.
A beautiful shot fake. He's made a 3 earlier in the first half. Wessel's bid on it. Fell down. Ike gathers his feet and goes up for the 2-handed slam.
Dent between the circles, fans on their feet, dribbling to his right, now back to his left, slips and falls, but a whistle and a foul.
Man, that's a tough call right there.
Yeah, it is.
Mario was in correct body position there defensively. They need to show that again, but great play from Graham Ike at the previous possession.
Graham 18 points in his return from a 3-game absence. Dent inbounds to Wessels. Hand back to Dent. Thought about a 3. Pulled it down. Now he will fire the 3. That one is off the mark. Grant Foster rips it away from Wessels, who's whistled for his 4th personal foul. With Tyon up higher than everybody and then some, Mo. There was some leaping ability right there.
Yeah, this is a great rebounder from the perimeter, because a lot of times you get a run and chop your steps, and he's such a good leaper, like you said. So that's a big call. I know Wessel's not a great scorer, but he's just a load inside, setting screens and get his hands on basketballs. He's a much more athletic body than McKeever.
Bulldogs on a 13-2 run. Here's Grant Foster going to work on Shaw. Leaves it for Worley cutting. He lays it up and in. Make it 15-2. Bulldogs 56, Gaels 48.
Curl cut, Iverson cut to a hard rip for Tyon Grant Foster to turn the corner. Great play to give that ball up, too.
A whistle and a foul. Morauskas ends up on the ground, and let's see who they're going to call.
It'll be Worley. His 3rd. Going to go back to Manny, I think, off the bench. Makes sense. Manny's actually done a pretty good job defending Morauskas, who's got 13 points, leading the WCC in scoring at about 19.5. So let's see if we can keep him under his numbers.
Inbound to Dent in the backcourt. Back to the front court with the dribble to McKeever. Hand back to Dent. Dent dribbling on the right side. Hands it off to Campbell. Campbell calling for a clear out. Wants to throw it down low. Gets it to the big man McKeever. Back out to Morauskas, 3-point line. 4 seconds shoot. Gives it up to Shaw. Shaw will shoot. And no, that is... Wow. And the official saying you can't be in his cylinder. I can read his lips as Manuel is trying to ask him what exactly went wrong. Second time the Zags have been called for one shooting a 3.
Yeah, Manny had his hands back, too.
There you go, Mo. There's a replay.
That's not a foul.
No, it's nowhere close to a foul. There's 0 contact. And he called it on the shot. It wasn't like he called it, you're not giving him space to land.
Yep.
He called it as the shot went up. And that is a brutal call. And again, Mo, we talk about this stuff in games that are this physical.
Soft, in my opinion, like you said. That's just because he's got to fight over the screen and the switch anyway, so there's going to be some momentum. But that's...
Shaw makes all 3. So second time tonight they've made all 6 of those free throws. 56-51, Zags still lead by 5. Here's Grant Foster. Shaw runs into him, and they don't blow the whistle, and Coach Few is livid. Tyon going to work on Shaw again.
Pulls up from the right wing. Jumper is an air ball. It's chased down by Innocente. Kicks it out to Ike, three-point line. He'll fire a three. He hits the three! Graham Ike putting on a show in his return. Give him 21, and the lead is back to 8. Into the front court, St. Mary's. It's Campbell with it, hounded by Innocente. Gets it away to McKeever over the top. It's caught by Morauskas, who's looking for contact. Got Grant Foster in the air. Didn't get the foul, but he got the easy two, 59-53. Under 9 to play here in Spokane. Fogle on the left side, calling for a screen from Ike. Graham sets it for him. Davis turns the corner, into the paint, forces one. Campbell bumped him off balance, and he's whistled for the foul.
Yeah, we earned that one.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness. I'm the one in front of us with Shaw. I mean, he ran right through time.
Right through time. We ended up getting a 3 out of it, but still, I think Coach Few went absolutely ballistic on the officials, which earned that right, too, but... So then Randy's saying, are you going to let him, and then...
Fogle's free throw is good. He'll shoot another.
Do you remember last year's game at their place, and they had that young guy, and he was stuck on the sideline? And he got both coaches just sensed the young, inexperienced official, and we were laughing about it like, he's going to have a rough night. He couldn't get off the sideline either. No. It was like 6 minutes in a row. It's 2 Hall of Famers just chewing you out every time.
Fogle goes 1 out of 2. The Bulldogs, they're a decent start at the line. Have struggled here of late. Still, they lead at 60-53. Liam Campbell gets around Fogle, kicks back out, wide open look at a 3, and it's good. All net. Uzanis just back in from Morauskas. I mentioned it earlier. 13 of his 16 shots coming in from behind the line. Got a wide open look. Made the Zags pay. St. Superior, left sideline pass for Innocente. Back out to the freshman point guard. Gets a screen from Ike, dribbles to the right wing, passes back left side, Fogle. Fogle driving baseline, cut off there. Back out to Ike. Graham's going to fire another 3. This time from the left side, comes up short. Foster tips it, saved by Fogle. He'll shoot it from in front of the Kennel Club. Rims out, ball tipped. It is out of bounds and last touched by, looks like the Bulldogs. And Coach Few is looking at Davis Fogle and let's throw it back out and set up instead of as you're falling into the crowd, spinning and shooting a 3.
Yeah. One of those you got to make.
60-56 is our score. Exactly 8 minutes to play. Official timeout in Spokane. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
Living a healthy, happy life is built on a foundation of good habits, wholesome foods, plenty of sleep, regular exercise, and for women, a breast cancer risk assessment by age 25, and annual screening mammograms beginning at 40. Our convenient Spokane area locations make scheduling your mammogram easy. Schedule your exam today. Call 509-455-4455 or visit www.inlandimaging.com/appointments.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
When you're on the move and looking for nonstop college sports action, get the Varsity Network app and take the game with you everywhere. Stream live play-by-play from schools across the country right from your phone, free. Catch hundreds of weekly podcasts, including shows from your favorite teams, all in one place. From football Saturdays to midweek hoops, it's your all-access pass to the college sports world. Whether it's game day or just your daily drive, the Varsity Network app has you covered. Download now and listen live for free on the Varsity Network app.
Center alongside Adam Morrison, Tom Hudson with you tonight. It has been an entertaining ball game. The Bulldogs led by 10 on a couple of occasions in the first half. St. Mary's biggest lead has been 6. Gonzaga's led for nearly 22 minutes to just over 7 for the Gaels. Gonzaga currently had 60-56, exactly 8 minutes to play. Well, Xfinity believes Gonzaga fans deserve a deal you can bank on with Xfinity's 5-year price guarantee. You get the most intelligent Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. No contracts, no pump fakes, just a fast break for your future self. Here we go, Mo. We knew it was going to be a tight one.
Yep.
Kudos to both teams because, we saw the Zags get out to an early 10-0 lead. And I know there's a lot of basketball to be played, but St. Mary's made a run. They silenced this building. The Zags got it going again. St. Mary's made a little bit of a run. Zags had that 15-2 run to go ahead. Now St. Mary's turn to make a little bit of inroads into the Gonzaga lead.
Yeah, it's just going to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it coming into it. So who can execute the most down the stretch, who can rebound the basketball. Got to continue to make shots as well.
St. Mary's inbounds to Dent in the backcourt. Gets around into Chente, now slows it down. Give him between the circles, he's trapped. Looking to get it away, able to Campbell on the right sideline. Dribbling over there, St. Superi picks him up. Bounce intended for McKeever, stolen by St. Superi. He's on the run. Throws the alley-oop, and Chente can't get it to go. Tip attempt for the Bulldogs is no good. Ball still loose, but St. Superi comes away with it. Pass out to Ike. Now St. Superi again. Great chance for the Zags. They couldn't score on two easy looks. St. Superi spinning around, gets to the right wing with the dribble. Passes the free throw line to Ike. His one-hander is good. Two more for Graham, who has 23. Lead back to 6 for Gonzaga as we approach 7 minutes to play in the game. Dent, right sideline pass for Campbell. It's a screen from Uzanis. Fires a pass out top for the big man McKeever. Hand back to Dent. Dent can't shake free of Worley. Gets a screen. Dribbling to his right. Ike comes over to challenge. Shot is off the mark. Grant Foster tipped it away from McKeever. It's saved by Shaw. Ball being knocked around. St. Mary's comes away with it out to Campbell. Campbell driving with the left hand, and it's a shot clock violation on the Gaels. I think after all that scrambling and the ball being poked around, there was no change of possession, and I didn't realize, to be honest with you, Mo.
I didn't realize it either, but there's not much of a protest by St. Mary's. I think they might have to go look at it. It was a weird play because it looked like shot attempts, but I honestly can't recall if it hit the rim or not. Yeah, they got to look at it, I guess. Makes sense.
And so I think the question is now, because Randy Bennett's the one who walked out there and said you guys should review it. Now, is this an official review by St. Mary's?
Yeah, it hit the rim. Yep. It did. It hit the rim previous to Shaw getting it, so that's
before they kicked it back out?
Yeah, it's going to be St. Mary's basketball, should be. So now, here's my question: how much time do you put on the shot clock? Yep. Where do they get the ball? Mm-hmm. You get a side OB top box, or do you get below? Obviously, there's a procedural aspect to it. I just don't know. Is it 20 on the clock? You know what I mean? Is it considered a dead ball, 20 or whatever? You know what I mean? Like to watch.
So there's the shot off the rim.
Yeah. So then they got it at 7. So then it went down. So you'd say 22 seconds in theory, right? Yeah. 22 on the shot clock because if that's 7.
Well, it resets to 20, right? So.
Oh, you're right. So 13. You're right. I was assuming.
But you're right, though. Yeah,
30.
I think you're right on the number.
Yeah.
I think that's
so 7 seconds. So 13 or 14 about is our educated guess. But with these officials, who knows what's going on right now? So we just.
They continue to look at it, and as Mo said, it definitely will be St. Mary's basketball. 6:48 to play. Graham Ike in his return has 23 points for the Bulldogs. He's 9 of 18 from the field. He's made a couple of threes. Emmanuel Inocente, 10 points. He's hit a pair of three-point shots on 3 attempts. And they're the two Zags in double figures right now. Worley has 8. Mario St. Superi with 7. Meanwhile, for St. Mary's, Shaw with 13. Dent has 12. Morauskas on the bench with 15. So they do set it. They put it at 11. With 6:48 to play. And Mo, now that we're sitting here thinking about it, I didn't look at the replay, see who had the basketball. That would have been an interesting one, too, on the rebound. Did St. Mary's grab the rebound?
Yes. So Shaw got it. And that's when it should have been.
And then it went out.
Out, yes. But I don't get how they get it on baseline OB, right? So that's where I'm confused on. Anyway, nonetheless, it is St. Mary's basketball. It's the right thing, right call.
Dent looks to inbound.
Gives it up to Lewis, coming off a couple of screens. His three is blocked by Grant Foster. Ike comes away with it, passes it to Tyon. He's on the run, gets around Lewis, and can't finish the layup. Dent with the rebound. Walks it across the timeline. He's met there by Innocente. Dribbling to his right, gets a screen from Morauskas, who's returned. Can't do anything with it. Now one from Wessels, who's back out there with those 4 personals. Dent weaving his way around, passes it to Lewis. Lewis drives baseline, denied there by Worley. Worley sees Lewis drive on him, and then Lewis leans in, and Jalen picks up his 4th personal foul.
The question is, do you go with Davis or
comes at the
Miller
16 mark,
or do you let him play? What do you do? What do you think? How do you take him out for about to the next media? Talking about Worley, and then you play him the rest of the game at 4.
Yep. Lewis, the free throw line, misses his first attempt. Bulldogs lead at 62-56 with 6:16 to play. Wessel's on the floor with 4 for St. Mary's. Worley out there with 4 for the Zags. Second one for Lewis rattles home. 62-57 Zags. Mario St. Superior walks it into the half court. One-handed pass right sideline into Chente. Emmanuel gives it up top of the key for Ike. Graham backing down. Wessels now hands it off to Grant Foster. Shot rejected. It was Wessels there to deny him. Well, Lewis is going to fly down the floor. Leaves it for Wessels. Wessels can't get up a shot. Kick out to Shaw. Shaw fakes the 3. Close out by Grant Foster. Feet down low, Wessels. Wessels looks back to Shaw. Shaw dribbles away from pressure under the basket. Kick out for Morauskas. Great play by Worley. He knocked it off his leg and out of bounds. Gonzaga basketball.
Good defensive effort there, especially by Tyon underneath. Multiple slides and chest ups, right, without fouling, and then Worley denying right there to cause the turnover. This is a big sequence here. 5:40 left, up 5. Haven't looked great in the last few possessions offensively.
St. Superior between the circles with dribble. Left sideline pass. Innocente has it. Back out top. St. Superior gets a screen from Ike. Dribbles to his right. Bounce back to Ike. Fakes the shot. Barrels into the big man Wessels and scores it off the glass. Hammers it home for his 24th and 25th points of the night. 64-57. Zags on top. Grant Foster goes for the steal. Shaw picks up the dribble. Spinning around. Needs some help. Looking for a 5-second call, didn't get it. Able to get it away to Dent. Dent with 10 seconds to shoot. Dribbles at 25 feet. Gets a screen from Wessels. Dribbles back to his left. Now a little crossover move on Innocente. Gets into the paint and scores. Dent just showing great patience.
Yeah, that was a tough finish over a body right there with Innocente hounding them all over the floor.
Innocente in front of the GU bench. Lewis defends. Back out top for St. Superior. Screen from Worley. Driving with the left hand. Gets into the paint. Hands it off to Ike. Ike dribbles away from a double team. Kicks it back out to St. Superior. He'll pull up. Shoot a 3. Goes to the deck. Shots off the mark. Wessels rebounds. St. Superior looking for a foul call. Didn't get it. Dent in the front court. Trying to throw it to Morauskas. It's stolen by Innocente. Emmanuel in the front court with a head of steam. Picks up his dribble. Leaves it for Ike. Graham looks for Worley. He's under the basket. He scores. Bulldogs 66, Gaels 59.
Simple play by Graham Ike. Instead of forcing it up, comes to a jump stop, finds a teammate. Fundamental basketball.
A steal from Emmanuel started that. And the Bulldogs lead is back to 7. Exactly 4 minutes to play. Dent out top. Keeps the dribble alive. Gets a screen from Wessels. Little crossover on Emmanuel. Throws up the runner. It's good. An offensive foul is going to go against St. Mary's. Wessels will foul out of the game, knocking Graham Ike out of the way to clear things out for Dent. 3 minutes, 51 seconds to play. The debate now is whether or not the shot will count.
Yep.
And it will continue with Randy Bennett right in the middle of the conversation. We'll let you know what happens when we come back. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog Basketball from Learfield.
Anyone who works for themselves has the toughest boss on the planet, a real taskmaster with no respect for nights or weekends. Still, it doesn't have to be lonely at the top. Wheatland Bank makes running a business seamless with a careful mix of personal service, deep resources, and the latest tech. After all, you're only human. Unlike that bully whose name's on the door, your 5-Star Wheatland Bank. Relationships you can count on.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Western National Insurance, NICE is a little word that does big things for everyone. NICE is a helping hand when you need it most, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing you can trust the person on the other end of the call. For more than a century, we've been protecting individuals, families, and businesses with NICE as our foundation. Experience the power of NICE for yourself. Ask your independent insurance agent for Western National.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
From blowout wins,
it's all Zags here pulling away,
to buzzer-beating buckets.
He's got it! 0.6 of a second to play. Zags lead by 2.
We do it all. This is Gonzaga basketball.
3:51 to play at the Kettle. Zags 66, Gaels 59. Well, Comcast believes Gonzaga fans deserve a deal you can bank on. With Xfinity's 5-year price guarantee, you get the most intelligent Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. No contracts, no pump fakes, just a fast break for your future self. They've been looking at that last play, and it looks to me that the contact on the foul is just before Dent releases it. But look at that, Mo. It is really, really close.
Yeah.
We'll see what the officials say as they've reviewed it now multiple times. Gonzaga currently leading 66-59. How about Emmanuel Inocente? 10 points. His first double-figure game since he had 13 against Santa Clara back on the 8th of January. He and Graham Ike, along with Jalen Worley in double figures. 10 for Worley, 10 for Inocente, 25 for Ike. Looks like the conversation has come to a conclusion. And a lot of noise in here. Trying to hear what the officials are saying is nearly impossible. Trying to read lips is just as bad. It's dark. There are lights flashing. I feel like maybe we ended up in a rave here tonight. There's some lights for the old man.
There we go, yeah.
Those are my kids are always sitting in the dark. I'm like, wait, can we turn on a light in here?
Yeah.
What are we doing? So they are going to wave off the basket.
Big sequence.
At least it would appear, yep.
Huge sequence.
The Zags will have the ball. Worley, St. Superi, Ike, Grant Foster, and Inocente out there for GU. Dent's going to apply some pressure in the backcourt on Mario as he brings the ball up the floor. Freshman's across the timeline. Plenty of time to spare. Screen from Ike, dribbles to his left. Gets another one from Graham, back to his right, to the wing. Bounces to Ike, who leans in. McKeever stripped it away, and then Ike kicked it out of bounds. A turnover on the Zags. Just something they have not done in the second half.
Yeah, it's just the turnover has been terrific. It was 9-9 and half. Now it's 18-10, so much better. 9-1.
Dent has Inocente all over him. Passes to McKeever on the pick and roll. Power dribble, shoots, misses. Took an extra hop off the rim, and then I think they're going to get Worley for a foul. And that's going to be Jalen. If Tyon Smart, he gets his hand up there and says it's me.
It is Tyon.
Oh, they are going to give it to Tyon.
Yeah.
I thought they got
on the floor.
Yeah, the Gonzaga coaching staff is saying it's on the floor.
Oh my!
Same official has gotten 2 shooting fouls today that have.
It's on the floor, you guys. It's obvious. Yeah. See, my goodness. And then there's not even St. Mary's not even arguing. It's not even close.
So Lewis checks out. Campbell is back in, and Dent's going to inbound on the baseline.
Watch this maniac officiating crew.
Inbound to McKeever, hands it back to Dent. Oh, no.
Yeah, right on cue, huh?
Yeah, right on cue. A touch foul out
dribbling away from the basket at 25 feet. Ike's whistled for the personal. That's a 16 foul on the Bulldogs. Just the second on Grant. The Shaw will inbound from in front of the Kennel Club. Passes it into Dent. Screen from McKeever. Pulls up, fires a three. Comes up short. Rebound is tipped. It's still being batted around. Not anymore. Grant Foster comes out of the fray. Shaw all over him. Grant Foster gets it into the front court. Back out to St. Superior. Now to Worley. Left side. Innocente catches and fires. Too much on that one. Way long. Shaw comes away with the rebound.
No, he's had a good game. That's not the shot we want. That's too quick.
Under 3 to play. Denton has it poked away from behind by Worley, but got it back. Kicked it to Campbell. Campbell's three is off the mark. Ball's out of bounds. Oh. And Grant Foster is whistled for the personal foul. McKeever couldn't grab the rebound. It was going out of bounds. It would have been Gonzaga ball, but instead it's going to be free throws, the front end of a 1-and-1 for McKeever. .250 to play here in Spokane.
Jeez.
McKeever at the line. The front end is all net. And St. Mary's continues to shoot their free throws well. 20 out of 22 as McKeever gets ready for his second. I mentioned in the pregame show, best free throw shooting team in the country at 81%. McKeever's second is also good. 66-61, Gonzaga on top. St. Superior met by Dent at half court. Mario directing traffic from 40 feet. Dribble on the right side. It's a screen from Ike to the left wing with it. Pull up from 10. Good! Big time shot for St. Superior. Zags by 7.
They're giving him that 10-footer. He's didn't take it in the first half. Like you said, huge shot. Big defensive possession coming up. 2:20 left.
Dent can't get around Innocente. Retreats with his dribble. Calling for another screen from McKeever. Picks up his dribble. Passes it away to Campbell. Campbell driving with the left. Back out to Dent. 3-point line left side. 10 seconds to shoot. Screen from McKeever. Dent on the right wing now with the dribble. Behind his back. Innocente all over him. Bounces it out to Shaw. Shoots it with 2. The deep one is off the mark. Ball is batted. Rebound to St. Superior, and the Zags are going to slow things down.
Great defensive possession. Tyon with a excellent closeout there to really make that shot difficult for Shaw.
Zags call a timeout with a 7-point lead and 1:46 to play. Zags are going to extend this into a full timeout. Why don't we take one to a 1-minute break? 1:46 to play in Spokane. Zags 68, St. Mary's 61. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from Learfield.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids facing unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness and disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Join us in the movement to get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org to learn more. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Marsh McLennan Agency is a proud sponsor of Gonzaga Sports. When it comes to insurance, how hard does your team really work for you? At Marsh McLennan Agency, we do the shopping for the right insurance carrier, ensuring you get the right coverage tailored to your needs. Our local experts are dedicated to providing personalized service backed by the resources of Marsh, the global leader in insurance. Visit MMANorthwest.com and get started on finding a better insurance coverage for you. Go Zags!
Zags lead 68-61. They have the ball with 1:46 to play. Earn your bragging rights at Northern Quest. For more slot machines, table games, restaurants, lounges, and luxury hotel rooms than anyone else in the region. Northern Quest, yes, the best. More at northernquest.com. All right, Mo, 21 seconds to shoot, 1:46 to play. Worley looking inbound, throws in the backcourt to St. Superior. Dent chases him back there. Now the Bulldogs will go to work on offense. Mario out top. Passes left sideline into Chente. They back off him. He feeds it to Ike. Ike dribbles away from pressure with 4 seconds to shoot. He'll step back. They leave him open. He shoots the three and hits! The three-point shot. Campbell retreated. Graham knocked down his third three of the night, and the lead is back to 10. It's 71-61.
What a weird sequence. They had him covered, and like you said, they just backed off him.
Campbell on the drive. Ike rejects him with authority. Worley comes away with the basketball, gets it away to St. Superior. 1 minute to play, and now the Bulldogs will slow it down. Dent trying to poke it away. Mario gets a screen from Worley, dribbles to the right side. Picked up there defensively by Uzanis. Dribbling to the right wing with it. Draws the defense, kicks to Grant Foster. Grant Foster, 5 seconds to shoot, gets Shaw in the air, leans in, throws up an air ball. And here comes Campbell with it. Bulldogs lead at 71-61. Poked away by Worley. Jalen is whistled for the personal foul. At least I believe it was Jalen. Let's see if they got Emmanuel. No, they got Inocente. St. Mary's has missed its last 5, has gone just 1 of its last 8. And the Bulldogs have taken advantage to get it back to double figures. Led by 10 on 2 occasions in the first half, 19-9 and 23-13. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. .35 seconds to play. Campbell ready for his second. Makes them both 71-63. Timeout called by St. Mary's, trailing by 8, 35 seconds to play. Steele Venters is going to check into the game for the Bulldogs as St. Mary's makes this a full timeout. We'll keep it here in Spokane this time around as Braden Smith gets ready to check in. The hands team coming in for Coach Few. Well, at First Interstate, it's about supporting our communities and cheering on our teams. Thank you for letting us be your trusted community bank for more than 50 years. First Interstate Bank, built for you. Member FDIC. Looks like Davis Fogel will enter the lineup for the Zags as well. The Bulldogs shooting 47% in the game. For 27 out of 58, 6 out of 17 shooting threes, but they've made some big ones in the second half here, Mo. After a 1-for-6 start, the Bulldogs have hit some real big ones at really clutch opportunities.
Yeah,
clutch moments.
Massive threes, big-time threes. Inocente got us started with 2 early in the second half. Mario St. Supri hit a big one, then obviously that Graham Ike one kind of sealed the deal. Obviously there's 35 seconds, there's still clock. We still got to go down and make free throws, inbound the basketball. We had an issue early in the WCC season against, was that San Diego down there? We couldn't get the ball across half court, so let's not assume that this game is put to bed yet, but
5 ties, 5 lead changes. Bulldogs led for 26 minutes. St. Mary's for a little over 7. Zags' biggest lead has been 10 on 3 occasions now. St. Mary's led by 6 early in this second half. Steele Venters will inbound for the Bulldogs. Has the baseline to run. He does. Pass into Ike. Immediately Dent fouls him. Dent's looking around saying, I didn't, but he did.
It really catches teams off guard, too, having your center be your best free throw shooter, right, and be the first guy to pop to the basketball.
Smith, Venters, Fogel check out. Inocente, Worley, Grant, Foster going to check in. Ike at the free throw line. Graham has 28 points on 11 of 20 shooting.
It's a terrific game coming back from missing, 3 games?
3 games, yep.
14 days or something like that.
Yep. It's 9th 20-point game.
Get him in the cold tub after this, right?
Yep. Graham makes them both his second 30-point game of the season. And it pushes the lead back to 10. 10 to the front court. Newsom McKeever's screen, drives, gets right to the rim, and scores 2 more. And again, St. Mary's will call a timeout.
26.6 seconds to play. We'll have those same substitutions for the Zags. Venters, Fogle, and Smith will check in. Innocente, Grant Foster, and Worley to the bench. And boy, after this one, the Bulldogs will head back out on the road. We haven't left the state of Washington this entire month of January. 3 at home, and then we were in Pullman, and then Seattle, and now this wraps up a 3-game homestand at the end of the month. We'll head down to Portland and Corvallis next week. We have to finish this one off first. 26.6 seconds to play, and an 8-point Gonzaga advantage. St. Mary's out of timeouts. The Zags still have 2. Each team has committed 8 personal fouls. Nobody there to inbound for the Bulldogs just yet. Now Braden Smith's going to walk back behind the baseline. Gets it into St. Superior. Mario splits a couple of red shirts. They're trying to foul him, but he's able to bounce it away to Smith, who calls a timeout. And Mario's walking back to the bench. I think I got fouled 3 times.
Yeah,
I did too, honestly.
So yeah, I'm curious to see if St. Mary's is going to foul again. Obviously, right? I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes people wave the white flag for the analytic part of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the Ken Palm stuff. And
yep.
Gonzaga up 8 with 20 seconds to go. I think you go for one more trap and maybe hopefully get a steal. If not, then you just back off.
8-point lead, 20.2 seconds on the clock. Again, Graham Ike in his return from injury. His second 30-point game of the season, his 9th 20-point game. And 34 points a couple games before he was injured. Steele Venters is going to inbound for the Bulldogs, this time on the sideline in front of Randy Bennett. Able to get it in to Smith. Smith bounces to Venters. Venters is fouled. And Coach Pugh, he's trying to figure out a little bit, right, Mo, because I'm with you. Either like if you're not going to foul, okay, but when you're fouling, then you have to start blowing a whistle.
Yep.
Steele Venters will step to the free throw line for GU.
They got 6 on the floor, fellas.
Yeah, 6 Zags are on the floor right now. Need to get somebody off. It's Jalen Worley who's going to leave. Venters to the line. Comes up short. Hawk rebounds into the front court with it. Had it knocked away by Ike. Graham steals the basketball. Graham is going to dribble it into the front court and dribble it down. Clock down to 3. Clock hits 0. Horn sound. Zags win. 73-65 the final score. GU led by 10, trailed by 6, and came back to win it by 8. 73-65. Zags ride the huge comeback from Graham Ike, 30 points to their 22nd win of the season. Gonzaga 22-1. The win streak is now at 15 games. The Bulldogs remain atop the WCC standings at 10-0. Post-game coverage from the Kennel coming your way next. You're listening to Gonzaga Bulldog basketball from their field.
Support Gonzaga basketball through NIL. Zags Collective is the leading NIL collective supporting Zags student athletes through name, image, and likeness. Zags Collective creates opportunities for student athletes to engage with the community and grow their brand. Plus, you get access to autograph sessions, exclusive events, and more. Become a member today. Go to ZagsNILcollective.com and get started.
Not to brag or anything, but Arby's new $7.99 meat in 3-box is kind of a big deal. The other guys give you just one side. We give you 3 sides. Not to brag. You get a meaty sandwich, curly fries, mott sticks, a sweet treat, and a drink. All for just $7.99. It's more meal for your money. More meal for your money. More meal for your money. Where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats.
At participating Arby's for a limited time.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
The game is over, but plenty more is still to come. Welcome to the Numerica Credit Union postgame show. Numerica Credit Union.